National anthem is complete, and we are just about ready for the first pitch between Parowan and Kanab. First off, Willie, your thoughts on what Coach Fox had to say?
Well, I agree with him totally. He's had some kids come up big, some underclassmen, younger kids, but 1 through 9 is going to be the key today because, we talked about before, pitching gets a little thin when we get to the third day of the baseball tournament here, and, of course, there's a couple kids in the lineup.
And then, Nolan, your thoughts on what he had to say coming into this game?
I think Coach Fox is spot on. Obviously, he says they'll throw everybody and anybody they have to, but the key is those pitchers they put out there on the mound, they've got to throw strikes and then just make the plays. And he's exactly right. You got to play good defense. Your pitcher's got to trust your defense behind you. You're going to give up hits. It's just the way it is, but you can't try to be too fine out there and give up any free passes or hit by pitches and then come up clutch. When you get runners on, you've got to be able to drive those runs in. You can't leave base runners out there.
So we're just about ready for the first pitch. Let's go ahead and give the starting lineups for these two teams. And Willie, you got Parowan pulled up there, so let's go ahead and have you do the Parowan Rams visiting team.
Again, leading things off, Coach Jed Townsend, number 10, and pitching today is Trevin Yardley. Batting second at first base, number 22, Shaden Benson. Batting third behind the plate, number 31, Christian Bost. Batting fourth, third base, number 32, Jace Little. Batting fifth in center field, number 28, Wyatt Hall. Batting sixth in right field, number 4, Dawson Robb. Batting seventh, number 34, the DH, Hunter Johnson. Batting eighth in left field, number 23, Connor Robinson. Batting ninth, shortstop, number 19, Matt Townsend. And batting 10th, or rounding out the lineup, number 13 at second base, Porter Jackman.
And Nolan, you've got Kanab's lineup. Go ahead and give us the Kanab Cowboys.
Okay, leading off for Kanab, the catcher, number 26, R.J. Magnette. Batting second, the shortstop, number 4, Griffin Bone. Batting third in left field, number 14, Bracken McQuivy. Batting fourth, the cleanup hitter at first base, number 8, Maddox Baird. Batting fifth in center field, number 23, Waylon White. Batting sixth at third base, number 11, Kel Glover. And batting seventh in right field, number 20, Lane Sims. Batting eighth, the DH, number 34, Jaden Holder. And batting ninth, the second baseman, number 22, Jackson Riddle. And they've got Logan Vader, the pitcher, number 15, on the mound.
So Vader takes the rubber, working from the windup as Trevin Yardley stands in on the right side. First pitch, that's in there for a called strike one.
That was a good first pitch strike. We talked about that a lot yesterday. Those first pitch strikes seem to work out pretty good for the pitcher and the defensive team.
Vader again from the windup. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Yardley. Curveball swung on, bloop to the right side, and unable to make the play as it lands between the second base and first, and safe with the infield single is Trevin Yardley.
Well, we've seen throughout the tournament some of them, the games turn on things just like that. It's going to show up in the scorebook here. He tells his girlfriend tomorrow the line drive, he hit to lead things off, but just that little tweener that gets in there.
Yeah, we've seen Yardley do just that. We saw him lead off the game against Enterprise with a home run in dead center, and then just a nice single right there over the first baseman's head.
Brings Shaden Benson up, line drive, and jumps, can't make the play, off his glove as he dove for it. Rounding third and working his way home is Yardley. The throw is over Kel Glover, and so it'll come in as Yardley comes in standing up, and Parowan strikes first in this one-loss semifinal game.
Yeah, good piece of hitting. Shaden Benson takes the outside fastball and drives it over the left fielder's head right there. Bracken McQuivy, and he made a good effort, but with Yardley's speed, too, he's going to score from first to third, or first to home, even though that ball was the left field. Good piece of hitting and a really good base running there from Yardley.
So an infield single followed by a line drive, double to left.
And it's 1-0, and Christian Boss coming up. He comes into the ball game hitting .382.
Boss stands in on the right side as Vader now working from the stretch, comes set. Benson a pretty good lead at second. First pitch, swung on, line drive to the left side, one hop through the middle into center field, and Benson will round third. He's coming home. Boss is headed for second as they bobble it in the outfield, and he'll slide in safely for an RBI single for Christian Boss, and he advances to second on the air.
We've seen Christian Boss, do just that. He's a good, solid three hitter, but at the same time, one thing we talked about Christian Boss too is his leadership behind the plate. He does a really good job defensively as the catcher as well.
Yep, Jace Little coming up next. He comes into the ballgame batting .414, and he can hit the long ball. has 5 of them on the season.
Yeah, you told me that Jace Little beat the longest home run I've seen at this field.
Yeah, it would be tough. I mean, I think he got all of it. Yeah. Enterprise pitcher out there kind of throwing some BP fastballs, and Little was gearing up. It was just a matter of when he connected, and he got one to go pretty good.
Gets plunked in the back on that pitch from Vader. So runners at first and second. 2-0 Parowan leads here in the top of the first inning. And there's still no outs after back-to-back hits. Then the hit by pitch. Now the number 5 hitter, Wyatt Hall, stands in on the right side.
Wyatt Hall comes into the ball game hitting .339.
Stands in right, goes right on that inside line of the batter's box. Runners take their lead. First pitch from Vader on the outside half, called strike 1.
You know, he's throwing strikes. That's what Coach Fox wanted to see out of his pitcher, is throwing strikes, and you're going to give up some of those hits and make plays.
Hall stands back in. Runners again take their lead. Not much of a lead at second for Bost. The 0-1 pitch, swung on, high pop up to the right side. Sims coming in, and looks like he's got a beat, and he will make the play. Bost tagging up, Sims throwing for third, and it's a little bit offline. Diving in safely is Bost, so it'll be a F9 for Wyatt Hall, fly out to right for the first out of the inning.
That's really good base running, you know, to tag up on that short right field fly out to be able to get there, and it took the perfect throw, and it was just offline. So now Parowan with one out has first and third.
We talked about the 2 catchers, you know, arguably 2 of the better catchers in 2A, and they're not your atypical because they both got good wheels, as Bosch just showed there.
Brings in the right fielder, Dawson Robb, as he stands in on the right side. First pitch, right down the middle, strike 1.
Dawson Robb comes in hitting .333 on the season.
Runners at first and third here. Little at first for Parowan, Bost at third, 1 out, 2-0. The Rams lead the Cowboys of Kanab. 0-1 count as again Vader comes set. Now next one's on the outside half, called strike 2 and an 0-2 count now to Dawson Robb.
Yeah, Rob's settling in, you know, I mean, he's thrown strikes. Some of those are just too good maybe.
Yeah.
Where Parowan's put some pretty good swings on it.
Well, he stands back into the right side as again runners take their lead. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, popped up in the infield. And Riddle at second base will call for it and make the play for the second out of the inning. Runners stay at first and third after the P4 popping to second baseman.
Yeah, and that's what you wanted right there, because anything deep to the outfield is going to score that runner from third. So a really good piece of pitching out there on the mound from Vader, and gets that nice pop-up to get the second out of the inning.
Henry Johnson comes up next, hitting .238. He's the DH today.
He stands in on the right side. Again, runners take their lead. Vader from the stretch. First pitch, right down the middle, strike 1. Those are the pitches Willie and I would like to jump all over.
Yeah, you guys in the batting cages yesterday and today getting all warmed up, but sorry, guys, you're not going to be able to swing the bat.
It jumped all over me, let me tell you. It bites back.
Vader comes set, checks the runners, 0-1 pitch, swung on, high fly ball in the left field line, and McQuivy giving chase.
Just run out of space.
Ran out of real estate on that one.
Yesterday, if it hit it this time of day, that wind might have blown it back in there, but the wind's now this morning out of the south. More than likely it'll shift. It has done every day.
I was going to say it starts early this way, and then it turns around and it comes out of the north.
So it ended up just being a high, loud, long strike 2 to Hunter Johnson, the DH here for Parowan, as he stands back in the right side. An 0-2 count with 2 outs. Runners on first and third for the Rams. Vader will take the sign from Mognet behind the plate. Comes set as Little takes a lead at first. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on. Deep fly ball to left center field. White going over. That one's over his head as it one hops the wall. That scores 1. Little is rounding third on his way home. Bone, the throw is over his head, so he cannot relay it. It's a 2-run double for Hunter Johnson, 4-0 Parowan.
That's just a big-time hit right there with 2 outs to pick up those 2 runners. And, you know, Coach Fox even mentioned that and talked about, you know, throwing strikes, but then coming up clutch, getting the hits when you need them, and that's a big-time clutch hit with 2 outs.
Connor Robinson comes up next, hitting .298.
Getting out of the 8 hole for Parowan. He stands in on the right side. And they're on second is Johnson now for the Rams. Vader comes set. First pitch to Robinson. Misses in the dirt. He's going to take off. Mognet didn't know where it was. And moving up on the play is Hunter Johnson, as it was just right underneath him and could not find it.
Yeah, really good base running. We've seen good base running. We've seen some not so good base running. Right now, Parowan doing a really good job on the base pass, and Magnet, just like you said, just couldn't find that one right under his feet.
Vader again comes set. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swung on, chop to the left side. Glover backs up, takes the hop of the backhand. Go to first is offline and in the dirt, and it gets past Maddox Baird. Going to second now. The throw is not in time. So reaching on the air is Connor Robinson on the E5. A run scores. It's 5-0 Parowan. And it's now the 9th batter of the inning as the Rams will hit through the order to start the game.
Well, and Coach Fox is going to go out there and talk to his pitcher and his team, because you got Matt Townsend coming up. He's not your traditional 9-hitter. He's just like a leadoff hitter.
He's a pesky one, too. Yeah, he's got a good batting average. He comes in hitting .368, but he's at the bottom of the order for a reason. He's just like a leadoff hitter. He's patient, and he seems to come up with the big hits.
So Coach Fox out there. Nolan, if you're Coach Fox, what are you telling him in this situation?
I think you're just telling him, hey, we've got to find a way to get an out right here, and then get we're going to get our chances. This is a long game. There's 7 innings here, and everyone's going to have big innings. We just got to get that third out. I'm sure he's talking to his pitcher, maybe mixing up the pitches a little bit, working the count, when he gets ahead in the count, and then throwing some pitches maybe just outside that strike zone just a little bit, see if he can't get Parowan to roll over or pop up.
Let's give a shout out real quick to Gateway St. Clair, one of the V6 sponsors. Gateway St. Clair is locally owned and operated and has served Duchesne for 22 years. Stop by for a car, truck wash, Subway sandwich, hot stuff pizza, lots of delicious snacks. They also have a free RV dump, clean bathrooms, and the friendliest staff around.
So Coach Fox back in the dugout, at least next to the dugout. Nat Townsend stands on the right side. Shortstop for Parowan. Runner on second is Connor Robinson. Vader comes set. 2 outs. Waylon White sneaking in, and a bunt attempt by Townsend is fouled off his arm. Strike 1.
Yeah, not a bad idea. Third base is playing back, and he's just trying to bunt for a base hit. That gets Yardley, your leadoff batter, up with runners at first and third if he can get on.
Looks at his dad down the third base line. Stands back into the right side now. Again, Robinson will take the lead at second. 2 outs, 0-1 count. Magnet settles in behind the plate. Flashes the sign. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Swung on, high fly ball to left in foul territory. Going back is Glover. McQuivy coming over, and that one will get out of play for strike 2.
Almost a carbon copy of the last one over there in that same area.
He got it off the bounce, so it bounced and then came back in. Does that count?
If this was banana ball, the Savannah Bananas, it would.
We'll keep track over here in the separate column on that one, ricochets. Because we're going to get some off the concrete and stuff today here as well.
We've seen Glover get one off the net. Made a nice play off the net the other
Banks, it's a good day to play a ball game. Let's play 2, where we're going to do at least 2.
0-2 pitch, swung on, line drive into left. McQuivy coming in. It lands in front of him. Rounding third is Robinson, and no play at the plate. An RBI single for Matt Townsend. And the 10th bat of the inning coming up, but a new pitcher coming on first for Kanab as Coach Fox heads back to the mound. So the pitching change coming in the top of the order back at the plate for Parowan. They lead it now 6-0 over the Kanab Cowboys here in the top of the first inning.
Okay, we're going to get a shout out here again to another one of the V6 sponsors. You can find them at channelv6.com. Jones Paint and Glass has high-quality paint brands, including designer favorite Benjamin Moore at affordable prices. Visit their design experts in Vernal and Roosevelt to find the right color and paint for your next project. Larson Haslam Dental in Roosevelt has the latest dental technology and offers same-day crowns. Dr. Jake Richardson is accepting new patients. Call 722-0101 to schedule your appointment. Christine Watkins, here's my type of congressman. Coverage today is sponsored in part by State Representative Christine Watkins, strong rural advocate for oil and gas, small businesses, education, and the Second Amendment. So we got some changes. Who we got coming on on the mound? Is this going to be Ryan East?
27.
I believe so.
No, it doesn't look like Ryan East. Kabonic.
Kabonic, yep.
What's the name?
Zach Kabonic.
Yeah.
Cash Kabonic?
Cash Kabonic.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for Kanab, number 27, Ashley Kabonic.
So Kabonic will come into pitch. We'll take a quick break, come back, and get you ready for the next batter here on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and V6 Media.
communities and the economies of central and south central Utah. Each year, IPSC's two 950-megawatt generating units provide 3 million megawatt hours of energy for communities in Utah and Southern California. The Intermountain Power Project ranks among the best of coal-based power plants in reliability, cost-effectiveness, and environmental responsibility. IPSC, honored to sponsor this sports broadcast.
Live high school sports action on
KSVC.
Back here at Gatesfield at Kearns High School. Top of the order coming up for Parowan with 2 outs. The runner on first. They lead at 6-0 here in the top of the first inning. And Cash Kabonic on to throw now for the Cowboys. Left-handed hurdler. Works from the stretch as he faces Trevin Yardley.
Came in hitting .513.
First pitch. Misses upstairs for ball 1 to Yardley. Yardley is 1 for 1. He led the game off with an infield single to the right side.
Didn't take him long to mess up my scorebook. First inning.
So back into the right side is Yardley. Townsend takes a lead at first, 2.5-step lead. Pitch from Kabonic. On the inside edge for a called strike one and a 1-1 count.
Yeah, really nice pitch, and sometimes, you go from the righty to the lefty, might be just enough to throw off this Parowan lineup as we've seen some hard hit balls. We've seen some that have CNI singles, but really good base running so far from the Parowan Rams in that first, well, we're still here in the first inning, but so far in that first time through the lineup.
Yeah. Throw over to first, not in time. Diving back safely is Townsend. Well, you guys have seen it over the last couple of days here at the 2A state tournament. 6 runs is not necessarily enough. So
no, you're right.
There's been a lot of hits of this tournament.
Well, we've seen 8-0 leads disappear.
Yes. Here's the 1-1 to Yardley. Misses outside, ball 2 and a 2-1 count.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of firsts. Back-to-back home runs to lead off the game for Parowan yesterday. They ended up with just the 2 runs. They upped themselves up their game here. Started off 6 already in the first inning here today.
2 balls and a strike. Here's the pitch from Kabonic to Yardley. Swung on, high pop up to the left side. Bone going back. McQuivy and White coming in. McQuivy has a bead, and he will make the play for out number 3. So an F7 for Trevin Yardley, flat to left in the third out of the inning. But Kanab strikes first and often as they score 6 runs in the inning. They do so on 5 hits in the inning. 1 error committed by Kanab in the process, and 1 runner left on base. Through 1 half inning of play, it is Parowan 6, Kanab 0 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and V6 Media.
Jump.
At V6 Media, we specialize in helping businesses tell their stories with powerful and engaging video. But telling your story is just the starting point. Telling it to the right people in the right place is how you make it count. Our team can help by delivering your ad in places like Google, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. We'll make sure that your business is being seen. Your business has a story to tell. Let us help.
Paint projects when you use Jones Paint and Glass, because we're as excited as you are about your project. Our paint experts know their paint and will work with you to help you find the perfect paint products for your needs. They'll help ensure you get the color you're hoping for and that you're able to get the job done right the first time. Stop by Jones Paint and Glass to speak with an expert today.
When you hear the crash, you better think Jones.
The catcher, number 26, Randy Marnell.
Bottom of the first inning here at Gatesfield at Kearns High School as the Kanab Cowboys come to the plate. Top of the order, R.J. Magnette, Griffin Bone, and Bracken McQuivy. If we get to the fourth batter, the cleanup hitter is Maddox Baird. Trevin Yardley on the mound for Parowan. First pitch called strike at 2 Magnette. Here's the 0-1. On his front foot, swing and a miss, strike 2.
Yeah, RJ came in hitting 402. Go ahead, Coach.
I was just going to say, a really good pitch right there, back-to-back curveballs for 2 strikes for Yardley. It helps when you have a 6-0 lead.
Yes, it does. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one's in the dirt. Ball 1. I've been having to get used to saying in the turf at UVU the last 2 days. Now I can go back to playing on dirt here.
Yep, playing in the dirt.
So a 1-2 count. Yardley from the windup. Pitch to Magnet. Swung on. High pop up to the left side. Going back is Townsend at short. And that's going to land in between everybody. As left fielder coming in could not make the play. That was Connor Robinson. So a leadoff seeing eye single for R.J. Magnet.
Yeah, Robinson got a late start. I don't think he saw it off the bat. And the shortstop, Matt Townsend, had to give up. I don't think he saw it real well as well either. Got not much of a sky here today.
Yeah, similar start with Yardley hitting that one over first base. You get Magnet with a tough at-bat right there. Got down early 0-2, but battles and gets the single.
Griffin Bowman come in hitting 444. He'll face him next. Oh.
High and tight on that one from Yardley. Throw it down to first, not in time. And diving back safely is Magnet.
We talked about the catchers in the ball game. You can't go to sleep on them here. They'll throw behind you. Saw a couple of them yesterday get tossed out.
So back into the right side is Bone, working from the stretch, Yardley. 1-0 pitch. Curveball, ground ball back up the middle.
Call the balk.
And, yep, they did call the balk first, so they'll move over to second base, and they'll eliminate the ground ball, which would have been a double play ball.
Benson's asking the umpire, what did he do? And then the umpire's using first base to explain what he did.
Well, we've got the 3-man crew today, so we got somebody back there watching. And Ibaka will add that to the freebie counter over here. So far, no freebies given up by
Coach Townsend wants clarification on that Bach call.
By the Parowan, but this is their first time in the field.
So it's a 1-0 count.
We got 3 freebies already given up.
Talking about the first baseman.
He's almost. He called a balk, but it couldn't be a balk. It's almost like,
he called it on Benson.
Benson, some sort of interference there and gave him second base.
Yeah, so they.
But he said balk.
He did say balk, but yeah.
I guess that's how you stop play.
Yeah, maybe he didn't know how to stop play. That's what I was going to say. So we'll go with the interference, huh?
So interference on Benson, puts the runner at second, takes away. Would have been a double play ball, relatively easy double play ball. 1-0 count. Yardley again from the stretch. Bone in on the right side. Magnet with the lead at second. The 1-0. Curveball swung on, high pop up, and that one's going to get back, and it will get out of play. Christian Boss looked like he was going to try to make an attempt at it.
Yeah,
strike 1.
He looked like that's out of here easy, and then Yardley came in, so he thought, I better turn around and see if maybe the ball's a little closer than I thought it was. But Boss has done a nice job behind the plate for Parowan, just like R.J. Magnet, who stands at second base for Kanab.
There's the 1-1. Nope. Turn and look at second. No throw made. Diving back safely is Magnet.
And we saw a third catcher yesterday, the Stauffer kid from Enterprise. He's the quickest.
Yeah.
We've seen kid on his feet. He's like a cat. That's Nolan's words. So I'm going to say like lightning, but
that's a freshman there for Enterprise, Stauffer.
Yeah, he's a good one.
1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 1-2 count on the breaking ball.
This is where Yardley, he's really changed his approach on the mound against these Kanab hitters. He came out, obviously they hadn't seen Salsavir, but he stuck with the fastball, and Salsavir jumped on him early and pretty much knocked him out of the game in that second inning, where so far already in this first game he's trying to establish the curveball.
So Yardley from the stretch comes set, and calling time is Griffin Bone.
And he's got 40 pitches to work with today. He had 35 yesterday.
Back into the right side is Bone. Here's the 1-2 from Yardley. So swung on and just got a piece of that one to foul it off and stay alive.
When you talk about 40 pitches, every foul ball that these guys hit, that just adds one more pitch on the pitch count and gets him that one pitch closer to getting him out of the game.
Talk about some teams, pitch to the, do their approach to the pitch count, and some don't. They just hit away.
There's the 1-2. That Misses upstairs for ball two. Corey Sorensen and I had the chance to throw in a second, not in time as Monette gets back. We had the chance to see Cameron Calvez, sophomore catcher for Canyon View, have a 12-pitch at-bat against Austin Park at Juab.
Wow.
And then roped one up the middle.
We had a 10-pitch at-bat yesterday.
You know,
I don't remember
usually
who it was.
the percentages go to the hitter. When you start getting that many pitches and fouling that many off, you usually see that hitter come out on top.
Curveball misses low and in, ball three, so a full count now to Griffin Bone. Yardley wanted that one, didn't get it. South Severas made their way into the ballpark here at Gates Field as they work their way down the right field line. Await the winner of this game. 3-2 full count. Check second again. Here's the 3-2 payoff pitch. In there for a call, strike three, and Bone will go down looking for the first out of the inning, first strike out of the game for Trevin Yardley.
Now, Griff got caught a couple times yesterday looking. We don't know if he was thinking about a particular pitch, and guess hitting and guess wrong if he did on that one.
Yeah, my guess, we're talking guesses, was he was expecting the curveball, and Yardley came with the fastball.
Got the heater. So that brings up Bracken McQuivy hitting .385 on the season.
First pitch misses low and away. Boss quickly to his feet. 1-0 count to McQuivy. Of course, McQuivy, his first name is Bracken of the Bracken Enterprise, Bracken. So beat his family's team yesterday.
Yeah, he probably felt pretty good about that then. We've seen a couple Brackens on that team.
So they'd be cousins somewhere along the line. Yardley comes set, 1-0 pitch. Swung on, ground ball to the third base side. It's fair ball down the line. And rounding third coming home is Monette. McQuivy heading for second. It bounced off the wall and got past Robinson and left. And McQuivy coming for third, and he will come in standing up with an RBI for the Kanab Cowboys. And they are on the board. 6-1, Parowan leads here in the first.
You know, sometimes that's all it takes is just get that one run across after you give up 6 to get things going.
Did it bounce off the wall and get around Robinson, or did he miss it? Yeah. So an RBI triple for McQuivy. Brings Maddox Baird to the plate.
Yeah, you got the foul lines, really come in towards the foul poles, and it's that cement retaining wall down there. So the ball, you got to really play that carom, and it did. It got around him out there.
First pitch, swing and a miss for Baird, strike one. Cleanup hitter for the Cowboys.
Maddox came in hitting .288 on the season. Had a couple big hits yesterday for Coach Mason Fox. Talked about Coach Mason Fox's final year.
0-1 pitch. Swung on, chopped foul off his leg for strike two and an 0-2 count on a breaking ball.
Yeah, Maddox Baird 2 for 3 yesterday. Had 2 singles and was hit by a pitch. Maddox has played a good first base, too, for Kanab.
0-2 in the dirt. Skipped away from Boss, but kept it close enough. The runner could not try to come home. 1-2 count now to Baird.
I think some ball players, the fundamentals are fundamental. To others, they're not so much. So when you're seeing that today, you'll see it from both catchers here.
Here's the 1-2. Another one in the dirt. So a 2-2 count.
That's how he set up Griffin Bone.
Yeah.
2 curveballs out there and then come with that heater. Let's see how Maddox.
Well, and you look at these two teams, too. Parowan, they got the few more seniors and upperclassmen. Kanab uses a lot of underclassmen. They got the sophomores out there, freshmen. Relatively fairly young team.
Yeah, I got a couple of obviously crucial seniors, but only 2 juniors. And so a lot of sophomores that get a lot of time for this Kanab team as Baird fouled off that one. So it's still a 2-2 count. And as Willie mentioned, Yardley only has 40 pitches he can throw today. And so this is the second count that's been over 5 pitches. Ground ball chopped at the middle, moving over is Townsend at short. He'll field it off the hop. Throw to first is in time, but an RBI ground down for Maddox Baird as McQuivy comes in to score. It's now 6-2 Parowan here on the bottom of the first inning.
That's all you got to do, too, if you're Kanab. You can't expect to make up 6 runs the very first inning. You just chip away, get a few runs at a time, and then, they're hoping that lefty Kabanik is going to slow down the hitters of Parowan and give them a chance to get right back in this game.
Waylon White stands on the left side now. He'll score a bunt, drop it in the third base side, foul.
Well, and yesterday teams who scored 2 runs in the first inning won 3 ball games.
That is right.
Waylon White with a good idea. Little was playing back there, and with his speed out of the left-hand side of the box.
You know, we've seen Little too. He can base hit for a bump, but he's got power.
Here's the 0-1. This is upstairs.
Waylon White.
Yeah,
yes,
White.
Yes.
Yeah. In fact, Coach Fox was telling me about the one he hit yesterday, the triple he had yesterday, and I said, well, we saw him last year as a sophomore rope one down the right field line, and he's got power, even though everybody likes to play in on him. 1-1 pitch. This is outside for ball 2 and a 2-1 count now to White.
And more than power, he's got speed.
Yes.
Speed kills, fellas. Heard that somewhere.
2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Nobody on for Kanab. The pitch from Yardley to White, swung on, chopped foul to the right side for strike 2 and a 2-2 count.
He's going left, he's going right. 2,155 miles to Cooperstown, boys and girls.
Yeah,
you heard it here.
Since the last time I was here, that bullpen didn't exist at Gatesfield 2 years ago, down in left field. Next one, called strike 3 as he goes the low part of the zone on the outside edge, and White will go down looking for the 3rd out of the inning. Second strikeout of the game for Trevin Yardley, but Kanab gets 2 back. They scored 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors by Parowan, and no runners left on base through 1 inning of play. It is a Parowan 6, Kanab 2 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and V6 Media.
Come find your trail in Utah's Trail Country.
Here in Sevier County, we have a trail for everyone, from hiking to biking to rafting and more.
Hike to 100 Hands Cave and stay overnight in a pit house at the Fremont Indian State Park.
Or kill it on the Killnet Trail, part of our new mountain bike trail system above Richfield.
Raft the rapids past the Big Rock Candy Mountain.
Or fish your heart out at Fish Lake.
Whatever it may be, we have a trail for you.
Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Utah's Trail Country and come find your trail in Sevier County.
We've been spending a lot more time in our homes and with our families. This creates wear and tear on our floors. One solution to your flooring dilemmas is luxury vinyl plank flooring from Shepherd's Carpets. Hi, I'm Teresa from Shepherd's Carpets and Flooring to let you know that we carry high-quality vinyl plank flooring. The flooring is waterproof and is affordable for your home. Only at Shepherd's Carpets in Spanish Fork and Litchfield will you be able to get the quality flooring at a great price and help and advice to install it, or use our expert installers to do it for you.
Smithfield Foods offers excellent career opportunities right here in our area. Great jobs in all phases of hog production starting at $13 an hour. Certifications to $15.75 an hour in the first year. Other non-farm positions also available. Smithfield provides a full benefit package including medical, dental, vision, 401k, life insurance, paid time off, education reimbursement, and more. Come join the team. Visit smithfieldfoods.com/careers or call 435-387-6000. Smithfield, good food responsibly.
Legendary NBA coach Phil Jackson once said, yes, victory is sweet, but it doesn't necessarily make life any easier the next season or even the next day. We applaud our student athletes for their hard work and determination on the court and in the classroom. Make your kids' education a priority. Find out what you can do. Brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, promoting excellence in sports and promoting excellence in education. Visit us at sunrise-eng.com.
You're listening to exciting high school sports action on
KSBC.
And we're back here in Gatesfield at Kearns High School. 6-2 your score. Parowan leads Kanab in this 1-loss semifinal game. Winner moves on to play South Sevier in the 2A state championship. And the 2-3 and Foyers coming up for Parowan. Shaden Benson, Christian Boston, Jace Little. If we get to the 4th batter, that's Wyatt Hall. They're facing Cash Kabonic. First pitch to Benson, up around over his head, ball 1, back to the screen, 1-0 count.
Yep, Cash Kabonic's got a 10.50 ERA, 2 strikeouts, 6 base on balls. So he's kind of turned it around 1-3 instead of 3-1, like we like to see on the strikeouts to base on balls.
1-0 pitch on the outside edge for a called strike, 1 and a 1-1 count.
I got some clarification too, Robert. I asked the first base coach there, Trevor Yardley for Parowan, what they called on Benson, and they said that his 1 foot was in foul territory. He's got to have both feet in fair territory.
Okay, fly ball to the left side. Griffin Bone going back at short, calls for it, and will make the catch for out number 1. So a P6 for Shaden Benson. Popper the shortstop for the first out of the inning. So, yeah, that's good to know, and which is obviously why they use the first base as the example.
Yeah, yep. He's trying to show him that, hey, you're the first baseman, but the only person that can be in foul territory is a catcher. Everyone else has to be in fair territory.
I want to remind everybody at home, channelv6.com if you want to hear us and see the action on the field as well. Got numerous cameras, got the center field camera that I'm sitting here looking at right now.
And on the right side now is Christian Boss, the catcher for Parowan.
Came in hitting 382 today.
First pitch. It's in there for a called strike one on the inside half.
Hey, Kabonic looks pretty good out there so far, and I'm sure, Coach Fox obviously knew that, but was hoping to, maybe save him for the next one. But you got to win this one.
Yes, you do. Next one's in the dirt for ball one. Off the chest protector of R.J. Magnet.
You're going to see a lot of them off of these catchers' chest protectors today.
Back here on the right side is Bost. From the windup, 1-1 pitch. Misses low and in for ball two. And a 2-1 count.
Yeah, Bost had a really nice single his first time up, and then we saw some really good base running from Bost.
2-1 swung on, line drive into center field. Waylon White drifts back and makes the catch for out number 2 and L8 for Bost. Line up the center field for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, good job of hitting there by Christian Boss. Just squared up one and right in the middle lower part of that thing. Hit it right where you're supposed to. Right up the middle, but right at the wrong guy on the ball field.
Willie, you better explain what a line out to 8 is.
Well, every position on the field has a number. Pitcher 1, catcher 2, first to third, 3, 4, 5, shortstop 6, left to right in the outfield, 7, 8, and 9. So L8's a line out to the center fielder.
So Jace Little now stands on the right side, the cleanup hitter for the Rams. First pitch in the dirt from Kabonic for ball one.
Now you know everything I do about baseball.
I know you like to take care of that early in the game for our listeners so they understand what we're talking about when we use those numbers.
Next one misses upstairs for ball two, so a 2-0 hitter's count now to Jace Little.
And they're playing fairly deep in left, center straight away. Right fielder coming in, taking that shallow one in case he does just miss hit one and flare it to right field.
2-0 pitch on the inside edge for a called strike one and a 2-1 count.
I got to call him Jace not so little.
Yeah, he's a big kid. Coach talked about, him maybe pursuing a football career, playing some defensive line.
2-1 pitch is fouled back out of play for strike two. Yeah, before at the football media days this year, Parowan played in the 1A classification, but some of the 2A coaches, they'd say, oh, yeah, that little kid, he's going to be maybe the best player in 1A. And in my mind, I'm thinking just a little kid, but obviously Jace Little is who they were talking about. Next pitch swung on high, fly ball to center. White drifts back near the fence, now comes back in, and he will make the play for out number 3. A F8 for Jace Little, fly out to center field for the third out of the inning as Kabonic sits him down in order. 1, 2, 3 they go. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no runners left on base. Through 1.5 innings of play, it's Parowan 6, Kanab 2 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and V6 Media.
Let's give another shout out to a couple of the V6 sponsors. Uinta Basin Healthcare's mission is caring for our communities through access to compassionate quality health care and investing in those we serve. Moon Lake Electric, a locally owned association with over 83 years of providing dependable and affordable electric service to its membership. Its well-trained workforce of 90 employees and its state-of-the-art electrical system have set a standard of excellence in the electrical utility industry.
So we go to the bottom of the second inning, 6-2. Parowan leads Kanab, and the Cowboys will bring the 6, 7, and 8 batters to the plate. Kel Glover, Lane Sims, and Jaden Holder. If we get to the fourth batter, that will be Jackson Riddle for Kanab. First pitch from Trevin Yardley in the dirt, ball one. Yardley did throw 24 pitches last inning, so he only has 16 left he can throw.
Kel Glover hitting 316.
Kanab's coaching staff, they know that too. They're talking to their hitters. They're saying, let's see as many pitches as we can, get him out early.
1-0 pitch Breaking ball on the inside edge for called strike one, 1-1 count.
The one advantage I think Parowan has is they were in this situation last year, other than they were the team that came in and had to be beat twice, and Beaver on the flip side of that was able to come back and get them. But these guys have some last day experience in a 2A state tournament.
Next pitch missed inside for ball 2 to Glover, so now a 2-1 count from Yardley. Outfield playing in with the freshman Glover at the plate. Yardley shakes off the sign, shakes off it again, and again. There, he likes that one. 2-1. Fastball chopped to the left side. Yardley slips off the mound, backhands it on the ground, lost the baseball. Glover is safe at first.
Yeah, you give him that a hit or a
he'd had to be quick to get him. I'm going to give him a hit.
Yeah, I think that is a hit.
Yep,
had he not slipped initially, he might have been able to make that play. But that initial slip going off the other way of the mound is what.
Well, in right-handed pitcher, you're going to fall off towards that first base side, and then he's got to go back towards third. Jace Little was definitely not going to get it, so really Yardley was the only one that had the chance. But you're going to get not probably going to get that speedy Kel Glover anyways at first base.
First pitch to Sims in the dirt. Good block by Boss to hold the runner. Ball 1 to Lane Sims.
Sims came in hitting 273, but like Coach Fox said, he had a couple big hits yesterday for the Kanab Cowboys.
So 1-0 count. Glover, good lead at first. Yardley checks. Long look at first base. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball missed upstairs for ball 2. So a 2-0 hitters count now for Lane Sims.
Yeah, Sims, one of the sophomores that we talked about for this Kanab team. Plays right field, and he does a nice job out there defensively as well.
See, last night he did get one hung up in the lights there last night on that one that he went off his glove.
2-0 pitch hits him in the back of the leg, maybe the side of the knee, as he came up grabbing his right knee, and that hurts.
Yeah, on the inside part of that right knee on the back leg, like you say, right-handed, and it's it's tough. He's going to have to run that one off.
Let me tell you about problems with the inside of your right knee. So I've got that Baker cyst that they're telling me now they think that's what happened. That's what I heard was that cyst, 1 of 2, popped on me. I'm still struggling with stuff from that 3 weeks ago.
He's younger than you, so hopefully he'll make it through the game.
I hope so, too. He's hobbling around just like I have
hurts.
been. No.
Yeah, Coach Townsend's going to go out and make a change pitching-wise, too, so that's going to give Sims some more time to even work that out.
Yeah, he's going to pull him out with 9 pitches left. So pitching change coming for Parowan. And it's a 6-2 your score. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Parowan with the lead over Kanab here in this one-loss semifinal game. Winner moves on to play South Severe in the state championship. And Jaden Holder will be coming to the plate. We'll take a quick break for the pitching change here on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and V6 Media.
The staff and management of Kane County Hospital provides professional care for you and your family. Their skilled nursing facility, medical, surgical, radiology, and laboratory personnel offer a calm and professional atmosphere while providing care for the community and visitors alike. Their 15-bed skilled nursing facility offers residents an astounding panoramic view while delivering the security and comfort of home. Healing happens here. Kane County Hospital in Kanab, supporting academics and athletics at our Kane County schools.
42, Bo Miller.
For enjoyable Western dining, there's only one stop in Southern Utah, Houston's Trails Inn Restaurant in Kanab. Stop in for their special chicken fried steak with Bob's homemade country gravy and delicious Western entrees. They also offer takeout. Just call 644-2488. That's 644-2488. Houston's Trails Inn features remote site catering. Anywhere, anytime, anyplace. Just phone 435-899-2140. So make plans to stop by Houston's Trails Inn Restaurant and mobile catering in Kanab, where the waitresses wear guns on their hips and a smile on their lips.
The Kane County School District is proud to serve students and parents in Kane County while making it a priority to focus on every student every day. Kane County School District makes it easy and convenient to find information about local schools, the district calendar, announcements, Board of Education minutes, as well as your students' grades and attendance, all at kanek12.org. That's kanek12.org. You can also follow the Kane County School District on Facebook. Rigor, relationships, relevance. The Kane County School District.
Live play-by-play coverage of local high school sports.
KSBC.
And we're back here at Gatesville at Kearns High School. Pitching change for Parowan as Kanab gets the first 2 batters of the inning on base. And so now Bo Millett comes in to pitch for the Rams. Trevin Yardley still has 9 pitches. If they want to use him later, he can come back in as the starting pitcher. But Bo Millett also only has 40 pitches in this game for Parowan. What did you guys see out of him yesterday?
Well, he got some trouble. I'm going to share with you his 5.42 ERA, 15 Ks, 16 base on balls. That's where he got in trouble yesterday, was base on balls.
Well, he came in a tough situation too. You know, obviously Southside hitting the baseball really well. You know, got to Yardley early, and then you bring him in a tough situation, and yeah, he kind of really didn't ever find it like he normally has.
Standing on the left side is the DH, Jaden Holder for Kanab. First pitch in the dirt. Got a foot in front of the plate. Throw down to second is not in time as Glover dives back safely. Trevin Yardley left the mound. He went over to shortstop. Now the ball gets past. Glover wasn't paying attention as that one nearly rolled to the backstop.
Well, I was going to mention that when Glover was at first base, he's kind of nonchalant after he kind of figured out that play was over. Play's never over on the infield of a baseball game.
Yeah, he was getting the dirt off him after the head first slide, and that ball went right over Millett. But everybody's still at first and second. 1-0 count to Holder. Left-handed batter for Kanab. Facing the right-handed throwing of Bo Millett. 1-0 pitch. Swung on, chopped foul to the left side, strike one.
You know, we saw Millett come in the state tournament last year and threw really well. This is an opportunity for him to he's had a chance to throw on the mound yesterday a little bit, settle in, and you know, he really tried to get that curveball working because Southside was hitting the fastball, but he just never really dialed that pitch in.
Got another left-hander down in the bullpen for Coach Mason Fox warming up.
1-1 pitch. Curveball misses high and away for ball two and a 2-1 count. Glover just hanging out now this time, waiting for that throw to come.
We've seen that.
Christian Bost.
Well, we've seen that. They get the good lead, and when the catcher throws a second, take third base.
Yeah. So a 2-1 count. Holder digs back in. 2 on and no outs in the bottom of the second. 2-0 from Millett. Swing and a miss. Strike one. Big swing from Holder. Boss running it back to the pitcher's mound and really threw it into center field as Townsend wants to jump to catch it.
Yeah, if he doesn't catch that, he probably throws him a run, but he did the right thing by running at him because it was the same situation. It was Glover with the Enterprise catcher Stauffer, throws it to second, and Glover takes third, and that's what he's trying to do. But Bost, these two teams know each other. He knows he's going to get off there and running back to second base.
Kanab has won both meetings in the regular season.
2-2 count as Millett comes set. Pitch to Holder. Curveball swung on and fouled to the left side. Out of play as Holder battles to stay alive.
Me being a traditional baseballist, I'm not going to mention how hard it is to beat the team 3 times in the same season. Just saying. That's off the record.
Yeah, so far Kanab's been able to do just that.
Sims at first. Glover at second for Kanab. No outs. 2-2 count to Holder. Millett comes set again from the stretch. The 2-2 delivery. Off-speed pitch misses high and away for ball 3 and a full count.
Well,
yeah, looks like a knuckleball.
Yeah, we've seen the change of velocities. They both these teams used it yesterday as well, and they're using it again today, with the pitch and changes here. Different arm angles.
So a full count. Holder stands back in the left side. Millett checks Glover. Glover dancing at second base. Here's the payoff pitch. This is low and in for ball 4, and Holder will draw the walk to load the bases for Kanab with no outs here in the bottom of the second inning in a 6-2 ball game.
So we came into this inning without any freebies. They've already given up an interference, a base on balls, and a hit by pitch.
The second baseman, number 22, Jackson Riddle.
So Jackson Riddle stands on the right side now for Kanab.
Jackson came in hitting .241.
Yeah, and he was 2 for 3 yesterday, had 2 singles.
Millett now working from the windup. First pitch in the dirt outside. Good snag by Boss to hold the runners. Ball 1. Short backstop here at Kearns, though. That makes it so it's not a guarantee you're going to get that run in.
No, depending on where it hits in this net, it's going to die. But hits below or above us, it's going to come right back to the field.
1-0 pitch, another one in the dirt. Another good block by Boston. The 2-0 hitters count now for the number 9 hitter for Kanab, Jackson Riddle.
Yeah, that's how you turn a 241 hitter into a 441 hitter. Get them up there with 2-0.
Millett looks in at Bost as he takes the sign. Runners take their lead with the bases loaded. Millett now working from the stretch. 2-0. This is upstairs, ball 3.
Yeah, Millett, similar outing yesterday, just kind of still out there struggling to find the zone. I'm sure Coach Fox has got the take sign on here, probably going to try to get his batter to see at least 2 pitches.
Handcuffs, yep, going to square right there and then pull it back and take the strike.
There's the automatic, the strike one and a 3-1 count.
Now, we've seen this a lot, Robert, in this tournament where pitchers will get down 3-0. They might come back 3-1, 3-2, but they've typically lost the hitter. They haven't been able to really come back once they get down 3-0.
There's the 3-1 pitch. That one nearly hits him.
It did
hit him, so he will head to first base. Whether it was ball 4 or hit my pitch, it's irrelevant. It's a run for Kanab. It's now 6-3. Bases still loaded and no outs here at the bottom of the second inning as Glover scores from third. Sims moves to third. Holder up to second. And at first now is Jackson Riddle with the top of the order. R.J. Mognet coming to the plate.
Yeah, and we've seen Mognet take one deep to left field in that first game here against South Sevier. And so loaded bases right here. He gets a hold of one. He could give Kanab the lead.
Big strong kid is Mognet hitting out of that leadoff spot for the Cowboys. Corners are pulled in. The middle infield playing double play depth for Parowan. Millett working from the stretch. Oh, the outfield, center field's pretty shallow for Mognet at the plate, I would think. Millett comes set. First pitch to Mognet. Curveball on the outside edge. Strike one.
Mognet looks at the umpire and kind of shakes his head and puts his hand up like that was way out. But strike one for Millett.
Well, as you know, he's been back there 2 innings.
Stands back into the right side. Here's the 0-1 from Millett. Another curveball and called strike 2, and Mognet's questioning that one as it looks very low.
Yeah, and down 0-2 right here, getting a little bit frustrated with the umpire's calls, and he's a catcher. He knows the zone back there.
Just got to get it to the glove, apparently.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on high, fly ball to left, moving over is Robinson trying to get there. Oh, he's not going to make it. A one hops the wall. That'll score 1. Holder's going to come in to make it 2. Heading for third and diving in safely is Jackson Riddle, and it's a 2-run double for R.J. Mognet, and all of a sudden it's a 1-run ball game.
We talked about yesterday, no lead was safe.
Well, give Mognet a lot of credit right there. He was frustrated. He was down 0-2 to the count. He didn't like either one of those pitches, but he did the smart thing. He screwed up on the plate. He decided I better cover the plate, anything close. And
I don't think he liked that pitch.
No, he didn't, but he had to swing it
up. Had he not scooted up in the batter's box, he'd have dribbled the ground ball over there to Jace Little.
Yeah, it was a really good at-bat.
6-5 now your score, and Griffin Bone comes to the plate with 2 in scoring position. Still no outs. Infield pulled in on the grass now to take away that tying run. First pitch, swung on, ground ball to the left side, through the 5-6 hole for a base hit. Mognet will round third, and Coach Brinkerhoff waves him in as it got through Robinson in left field. And so holding at second will be Bone. It's an RBI single. Mognet scores on the air. Mognet comes in grabbing his hand as he got something happen there. Again, he had the thumb injury, but something bothered him on that as he came in.
I don't know if someone slapped him a high five and hit that left thumb of his that, or no, it's his right thumb. It's on his throwing hand.
So Griffin Bone with the RBI single moves to second on the air, and Riddle or Mognet scored on the air.
You know, it's interesting, too. Coach Fox, he's pretty much been at the end of the dugout for this whole tournament. Just kind of, we talked about it. It's his last year, and he's just kind of enjoyed it. He stayed really calm, cool, and collected. He gets that 6-run deficit, but he never has bothered him. And I think his players have responded because of that. He stayed, no big deal.
So they're going to call in the left fielder, it looks like, Connor Robinson.
So the pitching change coming. We'll take another break, but Nolan, finish your thought there on Coach Fox.
Well, I just, his demeanor really is the reason his players are so, they don't feel the pressure, I guess. He just stays calm, and so if the coach is feeling good about it, then the players feel good about it. And so far, Kanab's really responded as they got to the first there, and they come up with big 5 and no outs. I mean, this inning's far from over.
Another coach that was so good at that for so many years was Jim Nelson from Anti. They just played relaxed, and Coach Fox, as you said, is exuding that to his team. Pitching change coming. Let's go ahead and take a break. 7-6. Kanab has their first lead. They've got 5 runs across in the inning. Still no outs. And a runner on second here for the Cowboys on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and V6 Media.
Honey's Marketplace invites you to experience their refreshing variety and signature items. Honey's Marketplace features a wide selection of camping supplies, a garden nursery, and fresh floral department. Experience prime quality in their meat department with fresh-made Angus specialty hamburgers and meats, as well as delicious smoked chicken, ribs, and pulled pork, all smoked fresh daily. Get all this with the hometown service you deserve. Fresh, friendly, and close to home, Honey's Marketplace, 260 East, 300 South in Kanab.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking has built a reputation of unparalleled customer service and satisfaction in the trucking industry. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers statewide, including Beaver, Millard, Sevier, San Pete, Juab, Carbon, Emory, Utah, and Salt Lake counties, as well as many other locations. The job includes a home daily schedule, excellent pay, benefits, training, retirement, a positive work environment, and requires a Class A CDL license with doubles endorsement. To apply, go to BarneyJobs.com. That's BarneyJobs.com.
Barrett's Food Town has been your hometown grocer since 1935, earning your business every day with its...
You're listening to Utah's sports leader,
KSBC.
Yeah, Coach Townsend choosing to leave Bo Millett in there. He does bring in Luke Millett to play first base, and Shaden Benson's going to go from first base to center field.
So they've made a change there in the outfield, and now Bo Millett stands in to face Bracken McQuivy. McQuivy in on the right side. First pitch from Millett. Swung on, high pop to the right side, and that's going to stay in, it looks like. And now Boss coming over in foul territory will make the play. I saw Townsend react at second base and thought he was going to go that direction, but Millett came in. Boss was late looking at it.
Yeah, I think he thought the same thing, but Millett had a beat on it and was coming in, and then same thing. We saw that earlier with Yardley. Then Boss realizes I better turn around and does a nice job finding the ball, making the catch.
Going on the right side now will be Maddox Baird, the cleanup hitter for Kanab. 1 out in the inning. Kanab with the 7-6 lead here in the bottom of the second. Checks the runner at second. First pitch to Baird. Curveball misses inside, ball 1.
He was willing to wear it, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was, and we've seen that a lot of these hitters have been not afraid to stand in there on the curveball and take it.
Mags came in hitting 288.
There's the 1-0 from Millett. This is low and in, ball 2, and a 2-0 hitters count now to Maddox Baird.
Same spot as the last pitch. Millett comes in. Boston going to have a little conversation. So's third base coach and Maddox Baird. Yeah, Coach Brinkerhoff.
The expectation is that Coach Brinkerhoff will be taking over for Mason Fox next year.
Yeah, we've seen some, obviously he's a heck of a baseball player himself, but we've seen some really good coaching out of him too. He's done a nice job coaching third base over there with getting runners around the bases.
2-0 count. Pitch from Millett. In the dirt, is gets to the legs of Boston. Moving up to third is a Griffin Bone.
You won't see that very often.
And it's a 3-0 count to Baird.
I think Griffin Bone had kind of faked like he was going to go, and I think maybe that drew the attention of Christian Boss. Picked that glove up a little too early.
So to the right side now is Baird. 3-0 count. Pitch from Millett. Working from the windup. No automatic. Strike 1.
I do think Millett feels a lot more comfortable in the windup. A lot of times, even with the runner at third, you see the coaches and pitchers still want him throwing out of a stretch, but Coach Townsend allowing him to go ahead and throw from the windup.
So 3-1 hitters count. There's the pitch. That one's on the outside edge for a called strike. 2 and a full count now to Baird.
Outside edge gets pretty big sometimes.
3-2 full count. 1 out, runner on third. Millett shakes off the sign, takes the next one. Here's the payoff pitch. Curveball. Over the top of Maddox Baird for ball 4. He heads the first. Runners in the corners now. Still just 1 out for Kanab.
Well, if you don't believe me, just dial it up at channelv6.com and Got a camera right back here behind the plate. You can see it for yourself. Got one out there at center field. Get better view what's happening. Pitcher to catcher.
Waylon White stands on the left side. Runners in the corners here for the Cowboys. Millett takes a sign from Boss as he checks Baird at first. Now he's going to step off. Time call.
Yeah, Boston pointed down to Jace Little. Kind of motioned him to come in a little bit. With Waylon White up there, you never know.
They hadn't decided defensively what they wanted to do against the first and third situation, and now Boss steps out in front to give the play call. Give the signs.
Waylon White comes up there sometimes not knowing what he's going to do when he gets there till he gets there. But he can do whatever he wants up there. Hit for power, lay one down.
He's the ninth batter of the inning, so they've hit through the order. One out. Runners in the corners. First pitch. Misses upstairs, ball one. White was just trying to call time when that pitch got released and put the hand back on the bat and let it go high.
Yeah, he was. And, you know, we've seen Millett get down 3-0 to Baird. 2 fastballs for strikes, and then tries the curveball, ball 4, and then comes back curveball, ball 1 right here.
1-0 pitch. That one's right down the middle for a called strike. 1 and a 1-1 count to White.
And at some point, you know, you get what Parowan's trying to do. They don't want to just throw a steady diet of fastballs, but Kanab's making them pay either way. At some point, you got to just throw strikes.
Checks the runners again. Baird with about a step and a half lead is all. Here's the 1-1 pitch. White squared the bunt, pulled it back, and watched ball 2 go by high for the 2-1 count.
Yeah, and I think first, third right here, you can be patient with 1 out. You got good speed with Waylon White, so no reason to get the runner moving and get thrown out or anything right here.
Good speed of Griffin Bone there at third. If you decide to lay one down, maybe a safety squeeze. Nope.
2-1 pitch is popped to the left side, foul, and it will get out of play as Boston Little gave chase. Strike 2. 2-2 count. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. 5 across this inning for Kanab to take a 7-6 lead on Parowan, and the Cowboys still have runners at first and third. Millett from the stretch again comes set. Takes a look over at Baird at first base. Turnover and throw, and it is not in time.
Close.
Yeah, well-placed tag by Millett at first base.
And you see that breeze picking up, too, as you look out there in right field and look at that flag. It's really waving. Waylon can get one, you know.
If it would have been in that one last night blowing that direction, his would have left the ballpark.
Yeah, it would have.
2-2 pitch. Called strike 3 on the outside edge, and White will go down looking for the second out of the inning, first strike out of the game for Bo Millett.
That's, yeah, like you said, Robert, second backwards K, and White, he didn't like that one.
That was outside, he felt.
Yeah, kind of a backdoor curveball.
You agree?
I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing. Sitting here right here in front of me.
Kel Glover stands in now for Kanab. Millett working from the stretch. Still runners at first and third. Pitch from Millett. Full ball drops in for a called strike 1. Glover is 1 for 1. He led off this inning with an infield single to the left side.
You know, it's interesting, too. We all thought that Coach Townsend was going to go out there and make a pitching change and shuffle some guys around, but Millett has actually pitched pretty good since he left him in.
Yeah. The ones fell back in the screen for strike 2.
I'm going to guess Connor Robertson may be the next one. We got him in there, just let him sit down and relax when he gets ready and get him out to the bullpen, get him warm. And Robertson has pitched quite a bit for, you know, I was getting ready to write his statistics in there when they I looked up and
Millett was still
Millett stood doing there.
They were just wanting you to mess up your book.
It's all right. My eraser's still working.
0-2 count as Glover stands back in. Millett takes a sign from Boss. Runners in the corners with 2 outs. 7-6 Kanab. The 0-2 to Glover. Swing and miss as he chases the high one and goes down swinging for the third out of the inning. Second strike out of the game for Bo Millett. But Kanab has taken the lead as they get 5 runs in the inning. They do so on just 3 hits in the inning. 1 error committed by Parowan in the process, and 2 runners left on base through 2. It's Kanab 7, Parowan 6, and the 2A 1 loss semifinal on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and V6 Media.
Parowan Rams going to be number 28, Wyatt Hall. He'll be followed by Dawson Robb and Hunter Johnson.
I'm going to give a shout out to D-Bob Bailey here from Sanpete County. He got honored 3 years ago as the super fan by the UHSA. Yeah, he's down here in the, I don't know, what do you call this area?
The pit.
The pit. He's down in the pit with us.
The press box behind home plate.
The pit in a good way, all right? The good pit.
It's not the dungeon. I've heard it referred to as the dungeon, but it's not the dungeon.
It is if you get here when the curtains are closed, but...
We go to the top of the third inning. Kanab leading 7-6 over Parowan, and the Rams will bring the 5, 6, and 7 batters to play this inning. Wyatt Hall, Dawson Robb, and Hunter Johnson. First 2 pitches from Cash Kabonic. One misses low and in, one misses high and away.
I just said that, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh well.
I was talking to D-Bob.
Mimic. We got a mimic in here.
Yeah, I was visiting with D-Bob. So here's the 2-0 pitch. Swung on and fouled to the back out of play for strike 1 and a 2-1 count.
That's right. He's been doing 3A. He's getting down here in reality again now. We'll let him do whatever he wants.
I'll tell you what, though. You know, you had a nice view there at UVU, but you're a little further away than you are right
I
here.
Love
this is as good as it gets.
This is my favorite place.
Even for the fans, you know, I mean, they're literally right above the dugouts on both sides, and they can hear everything that's going on. It's just a great venue.
2-1 pitch, swung on and fouled back out of play for strike 2. So a 2-2 count.
And if you're listening at channelb6.com, you're going to hear some of that stuff as well.
Yeah, this is the crowd's right on top of you because there's not a lot of room in foul territory. This is a great atmosphere, great ballpark.
That camera's set up right above us in the bleachers.
2-2 pitch, curveball hits him.
Wear it.
Nope. They're bringing him back. They're saying he leaned out in front of it.
Said he leaned into it, went in the crouch.
So the Kanab crowd likes it, the Parowan crowd does not.
I'm really shocked, to be honest, on that call, too, because he's in the box, and I felt like the ball was in the box. So, you know, I mean, yeah, he might try to get hit, but he was in the box. You know, it's different when they lean over the plate. But
when they pull that elbow out and get hit, but it almost looked like he was buckled the knee just because of the
I'm going to look at it right here. Well, I don't know. I got to disagree. He didn't. I just looked at it, and he didn't. I mean, he just normal reaction.
That's what I mean.
You know?
I think it was in the box, but I think the umpires realize there's been a lot of close ones. He's going to make that call and then set it up so people don't do that in the future.
Ball at the middle, fielded at second, throw to first is offline, and safe on the air is Wyatt Hall.
Guess who's back there backing up? R.J. Mognet.
I don't think. I mean, they ran and went and tagged, and the Parowan base coach is getting mad at him for not getting back to the bag quick. He didn't. In my mind, he never made an attempt. He turned.
He did turn. You're right, but
he didn't make an attempt.
No, and I get what the coach is saying because you want your kid to get back. You'd hate to get out, and then you know, you just never know what someone's going to call. But you're right. He didn't make the attempt. He did turn that way. But I see the coach's point too. Just get back on the base. There's no question.
So that'll bring in Dawson Robb. He stands in on the right side.
His defense, he did turn in foul territory. I just sat here and watched it again.
Swing and a miss, strike 1 to Robb for the 0-1 count. We saw that in 3A this weekend as well, where they were wanting him to hurry and tag him and get back to the bag, and well, the umpire just said he never made an attempt.
Well, and that's the other thing too. You get to this, you know, part of the tournament, and you got pretty good officials. We got a 3-man crew here. They're not going to call something that isn't what it's supposed to be.
And 0-1's on the inside edge for a strike 2 and an 0-2 count now to Robb.
Yeah.
Taking his time to look at his wristband to see what the sign is for Coach Townsend on the third baseline.
He is right on the plate. That ball's going to tail back from him.
Runner takes off. Mognet down to second. The throw is in time with a tag applied by Griffin Bone for the first down of the inning as they get Wyatt Hall caught stealing second. It was a ball to Robb, so it's a 1-2 count with 1 out.
R.J. Mognet with the bum thumb. Didn't look too bum there, huh?
No, really shocked. I mean, obviously you got pretty good speed there with Wyatt Hall, but I'm surprised, you know, you're down 1 run. It's still early. RJ behind the plate that they tried that.
They should know.
There's the 1-2. Swung on, high pop up to right center field. White moving over and coming in, has a bead and makes the play for out number 2. So an F8 for Robb, fly out to center field for the second out of the inning.
That's big. You know, that pumps the team up. You get your leader back there tossing somebody out like that.
The designated hitter, number 34.
So that'll bring Hunter Johnson to the plate now for the Rams.
Hunter Johnson came into the ball game hitting .238, had a double his first time up, scored a run.
First pitch. This is low and in, ball one. Yeah, 2-run double back in the first inning. There's the 1-0 from Kabonic. Swung on, again, a high pop-up, almost the same spot. White coming in and settles underneath it to make the play for out number 3. An F8 for Johnson, flat to center field to the third out of the inning. As Kabonic sits him down in order, 1, 2, 3 they go. No runs, no hits, 1 error by Kanab, and no runners left on base.
We did have the 1 hit. He got thrown out at second.
No, it was an error.
Was it?
Throwing error, pulled the first baseman off the bag.
Oh, okay.
So just the 1 error. And no runners left on base. So through 2.5, it is Kanab 7, Parowan 6 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and V6 Media.
Jones and DeMille Engineering is proud to be a part of Utah's rural communities and loves to cheer on the youth of rural Utah. We take great pride in helping shape the quality of life by offering full engineering and architectural services, municipal and private business software solutions, and community involvement. Jones and DeMille is your go-to resource for planning, funding, designing, and infrastructure needs. We strive to serve with a professional, personalized rural touch to provide value that reaches beyond the project. Jones and DeMille Engineering, shaping the quality of life together.
We sell more, so you pay less. Jorgensen Automotive Group, the #1 volume dealer in San Pete and Sevier County. And we ain't just whistling Dixie. It's a matter of fact. You don't get to be #1 without having great deals on great cars, paying top dollar on trades, and taking great care of your customers. So that's all we do, all day long. Jorgensen Automotive Group, the #1 volume dealer in San Pete and Sevier counties. There's only one #1.
Harmon Tire in Nephi is proud to sponsor this broadcast of high school sports and wants to wish the Juavois good luck. Harmon Tire, 895 North Main in Nephi, has been a family-owned business since 1973, providing Nephi and the surrounding areas with exceptional service for over 40 years. Harmon Tire specializes in tires, alignments, brakes, steering, suspension, wheel shocks, struts, and more. Stop by Harmon Tire on Main Street in Nephi or give them a call at 435-623-0720. That's Harmon Tire in Nephi. Go Wasps!
Number 20, Lane Sims.
Your source for high school sports.
KSVC.
And we're back here at Gatesville at Kearns High School as we go to the bottom of the third inning. 7-6 is your score. Kanab leading Parowan here in this 2-1 loss semifinal game. And the Kanab Cowboys will bring to the plate to the 7-8-9 batters facing Bo Millett. First pitch was high for a ball to Lane Sims. Next one's in there for a called strike one and a 1-1 count.
Yeah, and Millett, come in, he's kind of settled in, but he's running out of pitches too.
Sims back in on the right side. The 1-1, that one hits him in the back. So Sims heads down to first base on the leadoff hit by pitch.
That's his second one.
Yeah, and that's 3 in the ball game for the pitching staff for the Parowan Rams.
Well, we keep track of the base on balls, but the hit by pitches aren't as tightly kept track of. But that's 3 freebies that they've offered Kanab.
I started a new one here a couple weeks ago. I'm tracking the freebies.
Willie's revolutionizing.
I can keep up with that.
Baseball stats.
If I can read it over here, I just can't pick it out.
Throw over to first, not in time. A good job by Luke Millett to reel that one in.
Well, we talked about that too, Robert, yesterday quite a bit. We're starting to see more of that, but it's because of the velocity of the pitchers. I mean, if people are throwing hard, you're not standing there getting drilled.
Yeah. Here's the first pitch to Jaden Holder. Misses high and away, ball 1.
Well, the other side of that, if they're throwing hard, you may not have time to get out of the way.
Well, no, and that happens, but a lot of it's been on the curveball, and it's a slow curveball, and a lot of these pitchers are throwing it inside trying to break it across, which we haven't seen a lot of curveballs on the outside breaking away in this whole tournament, which is a little bit odd.
There's the 1-0 now to Holder from Millett. Swung on, ground ball to the left side, fielded by Yardley. The flip to second in time, throw to first is in the dirt, and not in time as Holder's able to beat it out, but he hits into the 6-4 fielder's choice for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, pretty good turnout there at second base, but I think it was the hustle of Sims that kept Townsend from really getting a good turn and getting anything on that throw as he one-hops it into Millett at first base.
So Jackson Riddle stands in on the right side now for Kanab. Holder at first for the Cowboys with a 1-run lead here in the bottom of the third inning. Long look at him by Millet before he comes set. First pitch, swung on. One hop back up the middle to Yardley. Fields it. No play at second. Throw to first is in time for out number 2 and a 6-3 ground. A little bobble by Yardley. Took away the possible ability of a double play there. But he got the out.
It was one of those funky hops, and so Yardley, being the veteran that he is, he realizes I got to get the out and makes the play at first base.
Jackson Little's a tough man to double up. He gets down the line good. Going to have a pinch runner here.
They're going to bring in a pinch runner for Holder. Let's see, looks like, is that
2?
Mace Terry.
Yeah, Mace Terry pitched yesterday.
Well, and Coach Fox will re-enter him, but he wants to make sure that they get that run in on anything base hit to the outfield.
Coach Townsend's out of the dugout. He's going to go visit with his pitcher and infield as he pulls them in. Do you have his pitch count, Willie?
No, I don't have.
They're going to take the ball from him.
3 left.
Pitching change coming, though. They're taking the ball from him. They're going to bring in, looks like, Jace Little to throw now for the Rams. So we'll take a break, and we'll come back with the pitching change. What else happened defensively for Parowan. We're in the bottom of the third inning. 7-6 Kanab leads Parowan. Cowboys have a runner at second with 2 outs.
Okay, let's make some recognition for our V6 sponsors here. Gateway St. Clair is locally owned and operated and has served Duchesne for 22 years. Stop by for a car truck wash, Subway sandwich, hot stuffed pizza, and lots of delicious snacks. We also have a free RV dump, clean bathrooms, and the friendliest staff around. Jones Paint and Glass has high-quality paint brands, including designer favorite Benjamin Moore at affordable prices. Visit their design experts in Vernal or Roosevelt to find the right color and paint for your next project. Larson Haslam Dental in Roosevelt has the latest dental technology and offers same-day crowns. Dr. Jake Richardson is accepting new patients. Call 722-0101 to reschedule your appointment. Christine Watkins coverage today. It's sponsored in part by State Representative Christine Watkins, strong rural advocate of oil and gas, small businesses, education, and the Second Amendment. Uinta Basin Healthcare's mission is caring for our communities through access to compassionate quality health care and investing in those we serve. And Moon Lake Electric is a locally owned association with 83 years of providing dependable and affordable electric service to its membership. Its well-trained workforce of 90 employees and its state-of-the-art electrical system have set a standard of excellence in the electric utility industry.
So Jace Little in the pitch now for Parowan. You guys have to tell me, have you seen him this weekend?
We have not seen him on the mound. So he's got 110.
And he gets to face R.J. Mognet first.
Who's at third?
At this point in the tournament, too, there is no worrying about the next day or anything else. So he's got 110 for today.
Bo Millett took over at third base, Willie.
Got it.
First pitch to Mognet, high and away, ball 1. So Millett and Little just traded places for the Rams. Parowan hoping to make it an all-Rams championship game. While Kanab hoping it's just all red teams. South Sevier awaits the winner of this game for the 2A state championship. Of course, winner of this game would have to beat South Sevier twice, which is pretty tough to do. We saw it last year, as you guys talked about, with Beaver up double-dipping Parowan. But it's tough to do to come back through.
Doesn't happen often.
1-0 count. Pitch from Little. Curveball, swung on, ground ball to the left side. Millett fields it cleanly, checks the runner. Now comes across to first, and in time for the 5-3 ground out and the third out of the inning. As Little gets him out of it on 2 pitches. Kanab threatens, but they do not score. No runs on it, no hits in the inning. No errors committed by Parowan, and 1 runner left on base. 3 innings of play. It is Kanab 7, Parowan 6 in this 2A 1-mile semifinal on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and V6 Media.
Mason Machinery in Springville and Aurora have a non-stop tractor workhorse, just what you need for a non-stop world. Power Star tractors from New Holland provide unprecedented power, comfort, and performance in a utility tractor so you can tackle grounds, municipal or farm tasks with ease. Choose from 6 models from 64 to 117 engine horsepower with an open-air ROPS platform or spacious Vision View cab. Learn more about the Power Star family of tractors. Stop by Mason Machinery in Springville and Aurora today.
Come find your trail in Utah's Trail Country.
Here in Sevier County, we have a trail for everyone, from hiking to biking to rafting and more.
Hike to 100 Hands Cave and stay overnight in a pit house at the Fremont Indian State Park.
Or kill it on the Kilnet Trail, part of our new mountain bike trail system above Richfield.
Raft the rapids past the Big Rock Candy Mountain.
or fish your heart out at Fish Lake.
Whatever it may be, we have a trail for you.
Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Utah's Trail Country and come find your trail in Sevier County.
We've been spending a lot more time in our homes and with our families. This creates wear and tear on our floors. One solution to your flooring dilemmas is luxury vinyl plank flooring from Shepherd's Carpets. Hi, I'm Teresa from Shepherd's Carpets and Flooring to let you know that we carry high-quality vinyl plank flooring. The flooring is waterproof and is affordable for your home. Only at Shepherd's Carpets in Spanish Fork and Richfield will you be able to get the quality flooring at a great price and help and advise to install it, or use our expert installers to do it for you.
Smithfield Foods offers excellent career opportunities right here in our area. Great jobs in all phases of hog production starting at $13 an hour. Certifications to $15.75 an hour in the first year. Other non-farm positions also available. Smithfield provides the full benefit package including medical, dental, vision, 401k, life insurance, paid time off, education reimbursement, and more. Come join the team. Visit smithfieldfoods.com/careers or call 435-387-6000. Smithfield, good food responsibly.
Your source for high school sports.
KSBC.
And we're back here at Gatesville at Kearns High School as we go to the top of the fourth inning. 7-6 Kanab leads Parowan, and the Parowan Rams will bring to the plate this inning the 8-9-1 batters with Connor Robinson, Matt Townsend, and Trevin Yardley. And if we get to the fourth batter, I said Connor Robinson, it's Luke Millett who came in for Robinson. If we get to the fourth batter, that will be Shaden Benson. So Luke Millett at the plate. First pitch missed high and away for ball one. Next one's in the dirt for ball two to Millett. So a quick 2-0 hitters count.
Well, and Kabonic's done a nice job since he's came in. He, left-handed, sometimes throws off the hitters a little bit, takes some time, but he's put up a couple goose eggs.
Here's the 2-0 from Kabonic. And he'll miss low and away for ball three. Yeah, Kabonic's done a good job since he's come on in relief back in the first inning after Parowan put up 6 runs in the first to take the early lead. Kanab has come back to take a 7-6 lead now. Top four, here's the 3-0 pitch. On the inside edge for the old automatic strike one.
Luke Millett comes in hitting 270.
He's back in on the right side. 3-1 pitch. This is upstairs for ball four, so Millett will draw the leadoff walk for Parowan.
That down as the first walk in the ball game for the pitching staff for Kanab.
And on the right side now is Townsend. First pitch from Kabonic. Swung on, ground ball to the left side, and on the grass is Glover. Fields it cleanly. Throw to second is in time. Throw to first is not in time, and it's going to go in the dugout, so they give up second base. And Coach Fox looking on, thinking you got to know your runners there. He was easily safe.
Yeah, and once again, he's staying pretty calm over there. And reminding them, hey, no play there, just keep the ball.
So the fielder's choice and into by Matt Townsend. He moves to second on the throwing error. Fourth error of the game by Kanab. That brings to the plate now Trevin Yardley for Parowan. And he did balk, yeah.
Double hitch.
Everybody heard that one, so Townsend will move up to third on the balk.
So tying run 90 feet away here. R.J. Magnet's going to go out and talk to Kabonic, settle him down. Yeah, that was a no-doubter. I got that'd be at least 6 or 7 people in the dugout over there on the Parowan side hollering it out.
So one out in the inning, and Yardley stands in on the right side with a chance to tie the game. Here's the first pitch from Kabonic. Swing and a miss, strike one.
Yeah, pretty good hack from Yardley right there. He's wanting to not only tie this game, but maybe take the lead on that swing.
Yeah, 1 for 2. He had a single and a flyout all in the first inning. Scored a run.
There's the 0-1. This is low and away ball one. He was the first batter that Kabonic faced to end the inning with that fly out to left.
Yeah, he started the inning and then ended the inning.
1-1 count here with one out and runner on third for Parowan. 7-6 Kanab leads. The 1-1 from Kabonic. Swing and a miss. Strike two over the top of that one.
Yeah, ball just kind of dropped right out of the swing zone of Yardley and swung right over the top.
Yardley's a .513 hitter on the season.
It's not bad.
He's a good leadoff hitter.
1-2, swung on and fouled to the right side, out of play as he battles to stay alive.
Well, and you notice right there, too, he took a lot off that swing and kind of shortened up and just realizes with 2 strikes, I got to put it in play.
4 home runs on the season for Yardley.
1-2 count. There's the pitch. And this is upstairs for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Trevin Yardley. Townsend takes a lead at third. Kabonic sets the 2-2. Swung on and fouled back to the screen as he battles to stay alive.
Yeah, pretty good pitch from Kabonic right there. You'd like to see that maybe a little bit more sinking action on it and see if you can't get Yardley to roll over the top or swing over the top of that one again, but maybe he'll drop this pitch a little lower this time.
Have to see the 7th pitch in the at-bat here.
Choked up, here's the 2-2. Swung on and chopped foul to the third base side.
Boy, and he turned on that, and I think it went right in the dugout.
It went in the dugout. That's why they were talking yet.
But that's
first day members talking about don't stand on the top step.
Yeah.
Jeff Clough talking about one of the.
But that's a right-handed batter turned on it and hit it right in the third base dugout, which is close, obviously, to here to home plate.
2-2 misses in the dirt for ball 3 and a full count.
Good spot down there, though.
I mean, Benson's right. Good thing that Matt's moved about a foot towards us, or he might have got drilled.
You want to drill your own player, especially a Shaden Benson.
Yeah.
You want his bat in the lineup.
Here's the payoff pitch from Kabonic. Yardley swinging a miss. Strike 3. A big strikeout for Cash Kabonic for the second out of the inning and first strikeout of the game for any Kanab pitcher.
Yeah, that's one thing about these Parowan hitters is they don't strike out a lot. They put the ball in play, and that was just a better job of Kabonic because good at bat. Yardley fouled a couple off and battled, but Kabonic with the nice pitch right there to get strike 3.
Yep, Shaden Benson 6 home runs on the season with his .534 average.
Stands on the left side. First pitch right down the middle, strike 1. He's 1 for 2 in the game as Benson, an RBI double to left, and then he popped out to the shortstop.
Now, that's one thing about Benson, too. He hits it to all fields, and he hits with power to all fields.
When we saw UVU last year, that's the longest one I've seen in high school baseball. That one.
High fly ball to left. Moving over is McQuivy, trying to find the fence down the line. And that one is in the bullpen. It's out of here. A 2-run home run for Shaden Benson going oppo, and the Rams are back in front, 8-7.
Yeah, he got that one just high enough, and the ball just kept drifting, but if they don't move that bullpen in, that's not out. That's going to probably one-hop the fence, but they've moved that bullpen in, and so left field's a little bit shorter than normal. And Benson, thought maybe got just underneath it, but we talked about it. He hits power to all fields, and so far, Kanab pitching him away, and give him credit. He's hitting the ball away.
You just came from UVU, the scoreboard. He went right over the edge of the scoreboard, clear across University Boulevard last year, University Parkway. On the fly.
It's a long ways.
Man.
Well, and speaking of UVU, how was it with the turf? Obviously, new turf. They've really made some upgrades, but sometimes those players, I think Juan Diego's on turf, right? So they're used to it, but some of those other teams maybe haven't had a chance to play a lot on turf.
First pitch swinging is Christian Boss, pops it up in the infield. And it'll be the right fielder diving in front to make the play, and he does. What a catch by Lane Sims. Little was circling. Sims came running in and dives forward to make the catch for the third out of the inning. So a P9 for Christian Boss for out number 3. But Parowan takes the lead as they scored 2 runs on 1 hit. 1 error committed by Kanab in the process, and no runners left on base. Through 3.5. It's Parowan 8, Kanab 7 in the 2A1 Moss semifinal game on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and V6 Media.
At V6 Media, we specialize in helping businesses tell their stories with powerful and engaging video. But telling your story is just the starting point. Telling it to the right people in the right place is how you make it count. Our team can help by delivering your ad in places like Google, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. We'll make sure that your business is being seen. Your business has a story to tell. Let us help.
Paint projects go more smoothly when you use Jones Paint and Glass because we're as excited as you are about your project. Our paint experts know their paint and will work with you to help you find the perfect paint products for your needs. They'll help ensure you get the color you're hoping for and that you're able to get the job done right the first time. Stop by Jones Paint and Glass to speak with an expert today.
When you hear the crash, you better think Jones.
One in front of Kanab, 8-7 in the one-loss semifinal. Winner moves on to play South Severe in the 2A state championship. That game's scheduled for 12:30 right now, but it's going to be starting a little bit late based on where we're at in this ball game. Already an hour and a half in, and just in the bottom of the fourth inning. So as we go to the bottom of the fourth, the Kanab Cowboys will bring to the plate this inning the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, Griffin Bone, Bracken McQuivy, and Maddox Baird. If we get to the fourth batter, that will be Waylon White. Chase Little on the mound, going to work from the windup for Parowan.
Griff 0 for 2 in the ball game. 0 for 1, got on an air. He only had a single, 1 for 2, yep.
This is high and tight there for ball one. RBI single to left, hit through that 5-6 hole against the pulled-in infield.
That's why I keep track over here and write bigger. I can't write big enough in the little boxes here.
There's the 1-0. Top of the zone, strike one.
Kanab's got Ryan East down in the bullpen warming up, and they just sent 2 more guys down there. So, they're really getting beat. Obviously they're down 1. They can't get any further down, and so they're going to have guys ready when they need to go to them.
1-1 pitch. Curveball swung on high, fly ball into center field. Benson drifting to his right and makes the catch for that number 1 for an F8 for Bone. Fly to center field for the first out of the inning. But if you're Coach Fox, you've loved the job done by Cash Cabana.
You have to, yeah.
Because even like we talked about that 2-run home run that he just gave up, depending upon where that fence is, that's pop out.
Yeah.
But to the strikeout to Yardley was a big strikeout. Cabana has pitched really well.
He really has.
Coming in relief.
330 feet down there. That looked like it was about 333 feet.
Well, and these Parowan hitters, that first strikeout against Yardley, that's it for the whole game. They just don't strike out.
That'll bring Bracken McQuivy to the plate. First pitch to Little, misses in the dirt, ball 1. Little working from the windup. Ground ball to the left side. It will kick foul. Took a minute to see it. That third base down there made the call, so foul ball, strike 1.
That's the one thing, too. Whether it's a fly ball, ground ball, sometimes right here, you're sitting lower, your field level, it's sometimes hard to pick that ball up coming out.
Well, with the 3-man crew, it changes the mechanics. Instead of the home plate umpire calling that foul ball, it is the man down the line there with nobody on.
Yeah. So a 1-1 count. Little again from the windup. Pitch to McQuivy. Curveball misses low and away, ball 2. McQuivvy's 1 for 2. The RBI triple to left, and then he popped out to the catcher in foul territory.
Came into the game hitting 385.
There's the 2-1 delivery with 1 out, nobody on. And misses low for ball 3, so 3-1 hitters count now to McQuivy.
McQuivvy's had a good tournament.
Swung on, line drive into left for a base hit. Picked up out in left. And holding there at first base with a one-out single is Bracken McQuivy.
Yeah, we saw McQuivy throw a really good game, too, to help get that victory for Kanab to help set up the game today.
Yep, he just squared up one on the inside portion and put a little top spin lob on it. Send it out there through the 5-6 hole into the outfield grass. Yeah, we got a good crowd out at the old scoreboard today.
Yeah, a bunch of kids out there.
They're shading up out there. Yeah. They're shading up.
The electronic scoreboard's nice, but
nothing like flipping the
nothing
numbers
like
out
flipping
there.
The numbers, that's right. Maddox Baird stands on the right side. First pitch from Little. Off speed, catches the outside edge, strike one.
You know, and that's an upgrade. That's something that was added after the fact because they legitimately used the old style scoreboard, flip the numbers per inning, have a little radio to communicate, make sure it was accurate. But the scoreboard, the new electronic one, is an upgrade.
Little steps off and looks McQuivy back to first. 0-1 count to Baird.
They test the arm of Christian Bost.
0-1 pitch in the dirt.
They will there.
Off the chest protector, but Boss didn't know where it went. Figured it had bounced up a higher, and so easily taking second base is McQuivy.
Yeah, good heads-up baseman in there by McQuivy. He wasn't going, but when he saw that ball bounce out in front, he was gone.
Well, and every time you can get that extra 90 feet on a ball in the dirt or a pass ball, it just adds runs on the scoreboard. We seen it multiple times yesterday where a runner at second base doesn't pick up that extra base on a ball that gets away from the catcher, and then we see what would have been a sac fly, but he doesn't get anywhere.
Another one in the dirt, and McQuivy easily takes off. Another great block by Boss, but it kicked about 5 feet away, and McQuivy easily moves up. 2-1 count now to Maddox Baird.
Yeah, now Baird hits a fly ball. He's going to score.
That's a tying run at third base.
Well, you're talking about the ALA game in Juab, him getting kind of there. We saw that happen twice yesterday. People running into the out. A runner at third base. Second, the guy round second goes to third base.
Here's the 2-1 pitch from Little. That one's on the outside half for a called strike two and a 2-2. Yeah, I actually was watching one where they had two runners at third base. And saw that. They ended up getting escaping through it, right?
Yeah,
Didn't
they
even
didn't
get it out.
know. Well, we saw another one where it was loaded bases. Runner at first gets too big a secondary. Catcher throws down. Everybody's safe. Both guys from third and second score, and guy from first was – no, they finally got him out, but after 2 runs it scored.
2-2's in the dirt.
All three, so a full count to Baird. One out with McQuivy standing on third after a pair of wild pitches. Moved into third after his single. Waylon White stands on deck for the Cowboys. Here's the 3-2 payoff pitch from Little. That's in the dirt outside for ball 4. Runners in the corners for Kanab with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Base on balls by the pitching staff for the Parowan Rams.
Coach Townsend giving the defensive alignment he wants to see here as Christian Boss steps out in front of home plate to give the sign defensively.
So Waylon White with 1 out.
The center fielder, number 23.
Got a lot of
Waylon
weapons.
White.
We saw earlier back in the 2nd inning, Kanab had Baird at first and a runner on third, and they chose not to do anything with Baird. White's hardened to double up.
Yeah.
With the speed hitting out of that left side as he stands in. Corners are pulled in. He will squirt a bunt. Ball's in the dirt. 1-0 count.
Yeah, and Coach Fox, he did get a little fired up on that one. He felt like Maddox needs to get down to second base right there on the ball in dirt with the runner at third base. It just saves the sacrifice bunt. It saves everything else. Just get that second guy in scoring position.
Talked about being tentative. That costs you.
Little again sets.
The other side of the coin can cost you as well. So
squares the bunt again, pulls it back, watches strike 1 go by for the 1-1 count.
I'm going to shut up.
Those high ones are hard to bunt.
Yeah. I'm talking about picking up that outside strike and picking the zone. That zone seems to float around here.
So 1-1 count with 1 out. Baird takes the lead at first. There's the 1-1 from Little. Swing and a miss on that one. Strike 2. Baird takes off. They throw down to second. And the tag is not in time. Coming in to score is McQuivy, and we're tied at 8. Baird still second. McQuivy scores on the throw, and it's a 1-2 count with 1 out. and runner on second for Kanab.
Well, and the difference, too, was Bost hesitated.
Yep.
You know, it's like he's not going to throw it, then all of a sudden I'm going to throw the ball, but I think he checked the runner at third. Kanab really good execution on that first third.
So this time they use it to their advantage, does Coach Fox and Kanab. White stands on the left side, 1-2 count. Runner takes the lead at second base. That's Maddox Baird now in scoring position with one out.
Well, Millett playing even there at third base. You never know with White at the plate.
1-2 pitch, swung on, high pop him into shallow left. Going back is, or coming in is Hall, and he will make the play from left field for the second out of the inning. So an F8 for White, or F7 should be flat to left for the second out of the inning. That'll bring now Kel Glover to the plate.
The third baseman.
Glover came into the day hitting .316. 1 for 2 in the ball game. Scored a run.
Glover's one of those pesky base runners, too. You know, Parowan doesn't want to see him. Not only did they don't want to see him on base, but hitting that extra run in out there and give Kanab the lead again.
Stands on the right side. First pitch curveball, fouls to the right side. Strike one.
I'm leaning on that one. If the one thing I've seen that I could maybe criticize him about is that ability. He leans out there. If you're leaning out there, you know the ball's out there. Why whack at it? Unless you're unsure of the strike zone. Just saying.
Here's the 0-1 from Little. Fouls that one back. Same type of body movement on that one, Willie, from the 0-2 count.
I said it quietly so I don't get in trouble.
Well, and Glover's just an aggressive baseball player all the way around. You know, you've seen it defensively. You see him on the base pass, but even in the box right here, he wants to hit the baseball. He doesn't want to let too many pitches go by.
He's got 2 outs, and you got a go-ahead run out there at second base.
0-2 pitch, way high. What a catch by Bost. Showing his vertical for ball one.
That's a stretch. I mean, he gets as high as he can go and his arm as high as he can extend it, and it barely, I don't know how he caught it, to be honest, but saved another 90 feet.
So 1-2 count as Little comes set. Baird at second base. The pitch to Glover. Thrown away for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Swung at 2 of them out there. I guess he finally figured out. Just took him a while to find the zone.
Well, like you say, I think he's looking early in the count for his pitch. They weren't necessarily his pitch, but he's an aggressive
big hole,
hitter. But he's settled in right now, being patient at the plate.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Yeah, big hole in the 4-3. Right center field. Throw to second is not in time by Little as Baird dives back safely. Yeah, second baseman Townsend is covering the bag. So there's a big hole in the 4-3 gap, and then Shaden Benson in center shading it toward left center. And Robin Wright is kind of playing the line a little bit. So
seen Glover shoot a couple that way yesterday.
Right center field gap is open. 4-3 hole is open. Runner at second is Baird. 2-2 count. Little comes set. Here's the pitch to Glover. That one misses low for ball 3 and a full count. Got away from Bost. Baird heads to third. The throw is not in time, but he slid past the bag, and Millett held the tag as they get Baird out at third for the third out of the inning. As Parowan, though, ties the game here in the bottom of the 4th. 1 run on 1 hit. No errors by Parowan, and no runners left on base. So through 4, it's Parowan 8, Kanab 8 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and V6 Media.
For enjoyable Western dining, there's only one stop in Southern Utah, Houston's Trails Inn Restaurant in Kanab. Stop in for their special chicken fried steak with Bob's homemade country gravy and delicious Western entrees. They also offer takeout. Just call 644-2488. That's 644-2488. Houston's Trails Inn features remote site catering. Anywhere, anytime, any place. Just phone 435-899-2140. So make plans to stop by Houston's Trails Inn Restaurant and mobile catering in Kanab, where the waitresses wear guns on their hips and a smile on their lips.
The Kane County School District is proud to serve students and parents in Kane County while making it a priority to focus on every student every day. Kane County School District makes it easy and convenient to find information about local schools, the district calendar, announcements, Board of Education minutes, as well as your students' grades and attendance, all at kanek12.org. That's kanek12.org. You can also follow the Kane County School District on Facebook. Rigor, Relationships, Relevance. The Kane County School District.
Honey's Marketplace invites you to experience their refreshing variety and signature items. Honey's Marketplace features a wide selection of camping supplies, a garden nursery, and fresh floral department. Experience prime quality in their meat department with fresh-made Angus specialty hamburgers and meats, as well as delicious smoked chicken, ribs, and pulled pork, all smoked fresh daily. Get all this with the hometown service you deserve. Fresh, friendly, and close to home. Honey's Marketplace, 260 East, 300 South in Kanab.
Live high school sports action on
KSBC.
We're back here at Gatesville at Kearns High School. Robert Lovell with you alongside Willie Akers and Nolan Anderson as we go now to the top of the fifth inning in a tie ball game in this one-loss semifinal. Winner moves on to the state championship game. Parowan and Kanab tied up at 8. And we'll go to the top of the fifth with the 4, 5, and 6 hitters coming to the plate for the Rams. Jace Little, Wyatt Hall, and Dawson Robb. If we get the fourth batter, that will be Hunter Johnson.
Yeah, Jace Little can put a charge in the baseball as well.
He stands in on the right side. Kabonic still working the mound for Kanab.
5 home runs on the season for Little.
First pitch misses low, ball 1. He's 0 for 1 in the game. He got hit by a pitch and scored in the first, then flew out to center to end the second inning. Here's the 1-0 from Kabonic. Drops off again, ball 2. Hitters count.
Well, it's interesting, too, because Kanab, when they were at the plate, had 2 guys down there warming up, getting ready, and now that they're out there defensively, nobody in the bullpen.
Next one misses upstairs for ball 3, so a 3-0 count now to Jace Little. Outfield playing deep in left and center. That one misses way outside for ball 4. So leadoff walk issue to 2. Jace Little for Parowan. Go ahead, run on base, no outs.
Second walk given up by the pitching staff. Both of them here by Kabonic.
You know, you look out the scoreboard, too. 8 runs apiece, 6 hits apiece. The difference is the 4 Kanab errors versus the 1 for Parowan.
Actually, still have all 8 runs as earned runs, though.
Yeah.
None of them cost them runs, but still is nonetheless. Line drive into left by Wyatt Hall, picked up quickly by McCritty, and it's a single. Runners at first and second now for Parowan, still no outs.
And this is where you might see Coach Fox, if this gets they get another hit or 2 here, that's when they might go to the bench there, maybe bring in one of those guys that was warming up.
Thornton's out of the dugout as well. And on the right side is Dawson Robb. Kabonic from the stretch takes a sign from Mognet. First pitch on the inside edge, strike 1.
There's the natural tail of that left-hander's pitch. It's going to tail away from the right-hander. That worked from the inside right over the inside portion of the strike zone.
Time called by Mognet. Robb's 0 for 2 in the game. He popped out to second and flew out to center.
He came in hitting .333 on the season.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either right here to see if you don't see Robb try to lay one down. Glover playing fairly deep at third base, and even first baseman playing back, so there's lots of room down either line, and it's going to force Kabonic to come off the mound and make a play.
Runners again take their lead. Here's the 0-1 pitch now from Kabonic. That's in there for a called strike 2, so an 0-2 count now to Robb.
Yeah, and wasn't bunting, obviously, and definitely won't be bunting here.
We did see one batter yesterday at 3-8 bunt on 0-2, but I don't think he realized he had 2 strikes. He fouled it off, and he just stood there expecting him to still hit.
My philosophy as a coach, if I'm giving the bunt, I'm giving the bunt, whether it's 0-2, 0-1, whatever. You're going to bunt the ball.
0-2. Misses upstairs, ball 1.
But you obviously, if you didn't have the bunt on 0-1 and now you're 0-2, you're definitely, as a coach, not giving that bunt sign.
Right.
But if your job is to get up there and get the sacrifice bunt down, move runners, sometimes you're just as good 2 strikes as you are with 1 strike.
1-2 count to Robb as he'll stand back in on the right side. Jace Little at second. At first is Wyatt Hall for Parowan. Kabonic comes set. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and fouls it back to the screen to stay alive.
Right, and not on his front foot with that curveball again.
Yeah, he really did. And had that pitch been down, he would have swung over the top of it, but it was just up in the zone, just enough there where Rob could foul it off.
Lucky to get that one back. That wasn't one that started on the outside corner. That started there right in the middle of the strike zone.
There's the 1-2 pitch. This is outside ball 2-2 count. Pretty good spot, though, from Cabana.
Didn't have quite the bite on it that we saw in the earlier curveball, but change in velocity saved him there.
Runners take their lead. Still no outs here in the top of the fifth. We're tied at 8 in this one-loss semifinal game. The 2-2 from Cabanic to Rob. Misses upstairs. Throw down to first is not in time. Diving back safely is Hall. It's now 3-2 full count to Dawson Rob.
Then he had him 0-2.
Yeah.
You know, Rob's fouled the pitch off there and just kind of battled at the plate, but Cabanic, you know, really needs to go challenge him right here.
Here's the 3-2 payoff pitch. Swung on, line drive, fouled on the left field line, out of play. They went upstairs on him, and Rob jumped all over it. That's what Coach Townsend's telling him, make sure it's a strike.
Yeah.
Coach one time told me if you're going to swing at that pitch, if it stays in the ballpark, you're going to be sitting on the bench.
So you knew you had to hit it out if you were going to swing at it, huh?
You better go over. It better be a home run or a foul ball.
Yeah. Again, the payoff pitch from Cabanic. Swung on, foul to the right side. And he continues to battle, does Dawson Rob.
Yeah, really good at bat.
After the 8th pitch he's going to see from Cabanic here. And Rob and I have talked about it time to time, the momentum and the advantage swings, kind of like tennis, you know, advantage hitter.
Again, the runners take their lead. Here's the 3-2 payoff pitch for the third time. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Rob will go down swinging for the first out of the inning. Second strikeout of the game for Cash Cabanic.
That's a big one because that's going to bring Hunter Johnson, a 238 hitter, to the plate. And Luke Miller, 270s here, getting out of the 300s.
Well, that was a really good job, too, because he just got done pitching away, and then he comes back up, kind of up and in underneath the hands of Rob and gets the strikeout.
Johnson stands in, watches ball one go by high. Magnet out of his crouch to catch that one. Chase Little at second for Parowan. Standing at first is Wyatt Hall. 1 out. The 1-0. Top of the zone, strike 1. One ball, 1 strike, and 1 out, 2 on. Top 5, 8-8 your score between Parowan and Kanab. Parowan at the plate. There's the 1-1 from Cabanic. Swung on, high fly ball to left. McQuivy going over, giving chase, and it's going to land about 6 feet foul.
Little acrobatics there from McQuivy.
The wall gets real close down there in that corner, and he's able to jump it.
Yeah,
well,
off and make a flip.
Yeah. He cartwheeled it.
So it's a long, loud strike 2 to Hunter Johnson for the 1-2 count.
So where's P.T. Barnum at when we need him? That was my audition. So let's save that one on video there, Ken.
1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Runners at first and second here for the Rams. Cabanic comes set from the stretch.
Oh, camera angle just not going to get that one.
There's the 1-2. Swung on and out on his front foot, but he fouls it off to stay alive, does Hunter Johnson.
And went hunting for one low and away there. Was lucky to get the bat on that one.
You know, Cabanic's just been, you know, we've talked about it, how he's really done a nice job out there, but he just doesn't get rattled either, just keeps pitching.
1-2, again out on his front foot, and he fouls it back out of play.
A reminder, ladies and gentlemen,
living up to his name, he's been Cash for Mason Fox thus far in the ball game.
Thank you.
Well, we saw a similar situation with R.J. Magnet, adjusting, moving up in the box and in on the plate, where Johnson just goes right back in his same spot.
The 1-2. That one misses low and in. Good play by Magnet. Hold the runners. 2-2 count to Johnson. Two balls, two strikes, one out, two on here for the Parowan Rams. In a tie ball game in the top of the fifth inning. Winner moves on to the state championship.
Winner goes home.
The 2-2. Thought about it, held off, and watched ball three go by in the dirt. Another good block by Magnet, and another full count.
Just for drill, I'd check. You never know what an umpire's going to call there. But RJ chooses not to.
Bonnet comes set again. Here's the 3-2 payoff pitch. Upstairs for ball four. That'll load the bases for Luke Millett. Coach Foxo out of the dugout for Kanab.
Well, I mean, this is where you start getting in dangerous territory because you've got Luke Millett up, drew a walk his first at-bat, and then you go to Matt Townsend, who's got a single and then a fielder's choice, and you're right back to the top of the lineup.
Yeah, he's bringing a young man with him to the mound, so that takes the ball from Kabonic. Looks like number 7.
Brody Perkins will pitch next, looks like, for the Cowboys. So we'll take a break for the pitching change. We're tied at 8 here in the top of the fifth, but Parowan has the bases loaded and one out. And Luke Millett coming to the plate next on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and V6 Media.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking has built a reputation of unparalleled customer service and satisfaction in the trucking industry. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers statewide, including Beaver, Millard, Sevier, San Pete, Juab, Carbon, Emery, Utah, and Salt Lake counties, as well as many other locations. The job includes a home daily schedule, excellent pay, benefits, training, retirement, a positive work environment, and requires a Class A CDL license with doubles endorsement. To apply, go to BarneyJobs.com. That's BarneyJobs.com.
Barrett's Food Town has been your hometown grocer since 1935, earning your business every day with its fast, friendly, and convenient services. Barrett's meat department is second to none. You don't have to call someone out of the back room to get that special cut of meat you desire and deserve. You don't have to play card games or put up with troublesome gimmicks. You save money every time you shop Barrett's Food Town. Barrett's Food Town supports local schools and sporting events. Shop Barrett's Food Town in Salina or click on Barrett'sFoodTown.com or follow Barrett's on Facebook.
DP Curtis Trucking works hard to move America and get their drivers home on the weekend. DP Curtis hires reliable drivers with competitive starting pay and raises after 90 days. Additional pay for tarps, drops, picks, and additional trailers. Employment options include insurance, 401k, paid vacations, and attainable bonuses, and more. Why would you drive for anyone else? Call DP Curtis Trucking for details, 435-893-2886. That's 893-2886, or click on dpcurtis.com.
This is Central Utah's sports leader,
KSBC.
So Brody Perkins in the pitch now for Kanab. He'll replace Cash Kabonic, who pitched well in relief of Logan Bader. And Brody Perkins gets to come in with 3 inherited runners. The bases loaded, and Luke Millett at the plate.
So now it comes right straight down over the top. Well, it's to 3/4. Got a fair velocity. Looked like he had a pretty good sharp biting curveball.
Corners are pulled in for Kanab. Middle infield playing double play depth. First pitch. Misses in the dirt. He gets away from Magnet. Coming home is Little. And no chance on the throw. And it's gone to the mound. Now coming home again is Parowan. And they're going to score another one. Throw to third, though, is in time. What a play by Perkins to realize where he can get the out. But the errant throw by Magnet back toward home plate allows a second run to come in. It's now 10-8 Parowan.
Yeah, and the biggest thing, Robert, with that throw from Magnet back to pitchers, your first baseman has to back up that throw. You know, and Baird just stays there at first base. But if he's backing that up, you end up runners at second and third, but not that second run across. And, you know, fortunately for Kanab, they do get the runner going to third base to get that out. But, you know, really should have only give up 1 run, not 2.
Yeah. 1-0 count. Base is now empty, and that one's on the inside edge for a called strike 1. So 1-1 count. Yeah, Magnet just tried to flip it back there, and it was nowhere close. And hard enough that it rolled up on top of the mound, and Perkins could not get there to stop that second run, but able to get the out at third. 1-1 pitch is fouled back to the screen for strike 2 and a 1-2 count.
Well, and, you know, after one pitch, he clears the bases.
Yeah,
he can go to the windup.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes. 10-8. Parowan now leads Kanab here in the top of the 5th inning. 5th error of the game on Kanab. 1-2. Curveball misses up, ball 2.
Yeah, in his warm-ups we saw when he was able to get that curveball down, he was pretty successful with it, but he left a couple up just like that one there. Still trying to dial it in there.
2-2 pitch, swung on, fly ball left field line is foul and out of play. So Millett battles and stays alive.
Yeah, we see Parowan. They turn on the inside pitch. They don't miss an inside fastball.
Nope, they're not bashful in that portion of the strike zone. That's a fact.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Nobody on base. There's the pitch from Perkins to Millett. This is upstairs for ball 3 and a full count.
The 7th pitch and the at-bat to Millett.
He did walk in his first plate appearance. The last inning to lead off the inning. So there's the payoff pitch from Perkins.
Ooh, he flinched.
Didn't get hit though, missed inside for ball 4. And Millett will draw the 2-out walk as he heads to first base. Waiting to see how the umpire is going to handle that, but ball 4.
The second baseman, number 9.
Yeah, now you got Townsend coming up, kind of that second leadoff, batting in the 9th spot. He as a freshman last year, we saw him come up with clutch hit after hit, and so far, this year too, same thing.
He's in on the right side. First pitch, swung on, ground ball fouled on the third baseline. Strike 1.
Well, batting in the 9-hole with a .368 batting average. He ain't just your token coach's son. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
He's 1 for 2 in the game, an RBI single, and grounded into a fielder's choice to third.
You heard it right here on Mid-Utah Radio and V6 Media.
Well, the other thing, too, is, Coach Townsend can put him anywhere. He's played shortstop, second base. He can play first, outfield, pitch.
0-1 pitch, misses upstairs for ball 1, and a 1-1 count now to Townsend.
Astoundable young kid coming in, going to be a little excitable, going to try to maybe do a little bit more than he can. That ball upstairs. Maybe get out there, stretch out a little bit, get down on the ball of that foot. Bring that ball down.
Here's the 1-1. Swung on, fly ball fouled on the left field line, out of play.
Another one inside, driven foul.
Strike 2.
They're wearing out the grass out there.
So a 1-2 count.
Yeah, if you're on the grassy knoll today, you better be paying attention to the baseball game.
Millett takes a lead at first. 2 outs. There's the 1-2 pitch from Perkins, and it hits him. The runners at first and second now for Parowan, and that brings Trevin Yardley to the plate for the Parowan Rams.
4 base on balls, 2 hit by pitch. I have 5 errors and 2 strikeouts.
Yeah, and this is a scary part of the lineup, too. You got 2 outs, but still runners at first and second. And, you'd rather see these guys, Trevin Yardley, Shaden Benson, these first 4 hitters with nobody on base.
11 home runs between 1 and 2 here.
Yeah.
And on the right side is Yardley.
And we're seeing number 2 already go once today.
Runners take their lead.
They both went once Thursday.
First pitch from Perkins. Swing and a miss. Kind of a check swing and a miss. Strike 1. Tried to hold up halfway through.
That's what Coach Townsend, too, tells him it's over. It only takes 1. Forget about it, because he didn't want to swing at that, but he did, and strike 1.
2 outs here.
Perkins checks the runner at second, turns and throws to second, nearly into center field as Jackson Riddle there jumps to catch it and bring it in.
Yeah, Waylon White was coming in hard, too, backing that up.
Yardley's 1 for 3 in the game, an infield single in the first, flew out to left to end the first, and then he struck out in the 4th. Trying to throw to second again.
Ooh. About got his hand stepped on right there, too.
Yeah, Jackson Riddle came across the bag to catch it.
Well, we've seen a player get stepped on yesterday at first base on the play there that kind of caused some hard feelings.
Yeah, it was one of the Parowan hitters actually stepped on Tate Brown's foot.
Yeah,
0-1 pitch, ground ball to the left side, fielded by Bone at short. The flip to second is in time, and that will end the inning. So a 6-4 fielder's choice and into by Trevin Yardley for out number 3, but Parowan's in front as they scored 2 runs in the inning. They do so on just 1 hit in the inning. 1 error committed by Kanab, and 2 runners left on base. Through 4.5, it is Parowan 10, Kanab 8 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and V6 Media.
Parowan in the fifth scored 2 runs.
At V6 Media,
Backyard Gates Field at Kearns High School as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Parowan leads Kanab 10-8 in this 2A 1-loss semifinal game. And the bottom of the 5th, Kanab bring the 6, 7, and 8 batters to the plate. Kel Glover, Lane Sims, and Jaden Holder. If we get to the 4th batter, that will be Jackson Riddle.
Yeah, Kel was up and Max Baird got thrown out.
Chase Little on the mound. Yeah, it was a 3-2 count when he got thrown out, actually, and he watches ball 1 go by there. So Glover's seen a lot of pitches of Little's.
He has.
Slid right on by third base there and was tagged out. He was there early, but couldn't latch on.
There's the 1-0 now from Little out of the windup. On the inside edge for a called strike 1 and a 1-1 count.
Yeah, Benson's a little bit shallow there in center field. Left field playing a little bit deeper and then straight up and right.
There's the 1-1 from Little to Glover. In the dirt outside for ball 2 and a 2-1 count.
10-8 ball game here. Bottom of the 5. The 5th. Bottom of the 5th. I just invented a new inning.
Emmett Hafen out of Richfield just made his way into the ballpark. Squared about his Glover and fouls it back. Christian Boss. Good effort. Got tripped up somewhere, though, and ends up on his front. So 2-2 count.
Swan dive. I'm going to give him a 10 on that one.
Fleet got kind of caught up right there in the edge of the grass. He wouldn't have got it anyways, but a great effort by Boss.
Mentioned Emmett Hafen. It was his senior year 3 years ago when the Richfield Wildcats took state here at Gatesfield at Kearns High School.
This very ballpark, yeah. 2-2.
Glover back in the right side as Little works from the windup. Wind still blowing out to left. The 2-2 pitch. Curveball misses upstairs. Ball 3 and a full count.
I said that pretty early. I did that yesterday and got corrected real quick there by Blue.
Yeah.
One in a similar spot.
And lucky. Here's the payoff pitch from Little. Swung on, ground ball to the left side. Yardley there, fields it off the hop. Throw to first is in time. A strike across the diamond for out number 1, a 6-3 ground out for Craig Glover.
Yeah, and if you know, I mean, there's a few shortstops we've seen him be able to make that throw and play, but Yardley's one of them. Cal Glover does a nice job getting down the line, but nice strong throw from Yardley to get the out.
So that brings Lane Sims to the plate now for Kanab. 10-8 is your score here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Sims in on the right side. First pitch, he'll square to bunt, dropped on the third base side, charging his Millett at third, fields it. The throw to first is offline, and Sims is safe at first on the end.
Yeah, great piece of hitting right there from Sims. He recognized Millett playing back. A nice bunt down the left field third baseline right there, and just beats it out.
Yeah, just a second error I have on the books here for the
They've gone ahead and ruled that one a hit, but I think throws online, he's out.
I haven't been paying attention to that, what they're doing, and I'm my own official scorekeeper.
So it brings Jaden Holder, who re-enters the game.
Nolan told me I could be.
First pitch curveball, misses low, ball one. Holder got pinch ran for back in the third inning, but he has re-entered here in that designated hitter spot.
Big kid, Holder. Looks like if he could get a hold of one, he could tie up this thing.
Little from the stretch, 1-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss, strike one.
He's looking to do just that.
Yeah, just pulled off that pitch. It was kind of on the outside part of the plate, and he tried to pull it. Just swung right through it.
That Gates Field baseball sign looks just like a target. Left-handed hitters here.
1-1's in the dirt. Good block by Bost. Lane Sims at first base, not happy with himself. Felt like he should have taken off on that one in the dirt. 2-1 count.
Well, you better not be tentative if you're going to do it.
2 balls and a strike. 1 out, runner on first here for Kanab. 10-8 is your score. Parowan the 2-run lead. The 2-1 from Little. In there for a called strike, 2 and a 2-2 count.
Yeah, just painted that outside corner, kept it down around the knees.
Sims takes a lead at first. There's the 2-2 from Little. Runner takes off, chopped up the middle, and safe at second, no play there. Townsend throw to first is in time for the 4-3 ground out, but with Sims taking off on the pitch, he does move up into scoring position with Jackson Little coming to the plate.
Yeah, and how big is that he was moving on that hit, because now you still have a chance a base hit will score a run versus staying at more than likely. If he doesn't go, that's a flip to second base and you get the lead runner. But nice job, Kanab, getting the runner going.
Riddle stands in on the right side for Kanab.
Just the little things we keep talking about them.
First pitch from Little. Curveball. Strike one.
Yeah, Little's another one that has come in and thrown well for Parowan. You know, you start running a whole bunch of guys out of the mound, and you hope that, like Coach Fox said in the pregame, number one, throw strikes.
Playing the numbers.
There's the 0-1 in the dirt. Good block by Bost. Sims had taken off. The throw to third is not in time as he slides in safely. He nearly slid over the bag as well.
Yeah, Bost thought he had him, but I think his feet were on the bag when he tagged him, no question.
I think so too. We thought he was out.
Okay, I'm on. Nope. We don't have the camera angle there.
One count. Coach Townsend, he's not happy about the call.
He's going to go out and talk to him. Not going to win that one.
No, they're not going to change the call. I mean, the umpire's right there. Whether he made the right call or he missed it, they're not going to change it. But you have
for your
to.
team and your fans, you know.
Yeah, you got to go question it. Let players know that you're competing for them, and you're out there battling. They're battling for you. But they're not going to change that call.
They want to make sure that they know the coach is still paying attention there in the dugout.
So 1-1 count, 2 outs.
The thing that does now is it sets up a ball that gets away from the catcher at all. Chance for Kanab to score a run.
Chase Little will work from the windup with the runner on third. Jackson Little stands back into the right side. Lane Sims at third for the Cowboys. Little takes the sign from Boss. There's the 1-1 pitch. Curveball. Drops off low for ball 2 and a 2-1 count.
Yeah, Sims has got to get a really good secondary, and then anything, with 2 outs, runner at third, if it's 10 feet away, you've got to be scoring.
First baseman's way back.
The 2-1 to Riddle. Swung on, fly ball into right. And Rob is there, settles underneath it, and makes the catch for out number 3. So an F9 for Jackson Riddle, flat from third out of the inning. Kanab do not score. No runs on no hits. 1 error committed by Parowan. And 1 inning left on base. Through 5, it is Parowan 10, Kanab 8 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and V6 Media.
We sell more, so you pay less. Jorgensen Automotive Group, the #1 volume dealer in San Pete and Sevier counties. And we ain't just whistling Dixie. It's a matter of fact. You don't get to be #1 without having great deals on great cars, paying top dollar on trades, and taking great care of your customers. So that's all we do, all day long. Jorgensen Automotive Group, the #1 volume dealer in San Pete and Sevier counties. There's only one #1.
Harmon Tire in Nephi is proud to sponsor this broadcast of high school sports and wants to wish the Jewab good luck. Harmon Tire, 895 North Main in Nephi, has been a family-owned business since 1973, providing Nephi and the surrounding areas with exceptional service for over 40 years. Harmon Tire specializes in tires, alignments, brakes, steering, suspension, wheels, shocks, struts, and more. Stop by Harmon Tire on Main Street in Nephi or give them a call at 435-623-0720. That's Harmon Tire in Nephi. Go Wasps!
Mason Machinery in Springville and Aurora have a non-stop tractor workhorse, just what you need for a non-stop world. Power Star tractors from New Holland provide unprecedented power, comfort, and performance in a utility tractor so you can tackle grounds, municipal or farm tasks with ease. Choose from 6 models from 64 to 117 engine horsepower with an open-air ROPS platform or spacious Vision View cab. Learn more about the Power Star family of tractors. Stop by Mason Machinery in Springville and Aurora today.
Your connection for high school sports.
KSBC.
And we're back here at Gatesville at Kearns High School. Robert Lovell with you alongside Willie Akers and Nolan Anderson on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and V6 Media. Brody Perkins back out there for the Kanab Cowboys as we go to the top of the 6th inning in a 10-8 ball game. Parowan the 2-run lead over Kanab, and the Rams will bring the 2, 3, and 4 hitters to the plate this inning. Shaden Benson, Christian Bost, and Jace Little. And if we get to the 4th batter this inning, that will be Wyatt Hall for Parowan.
Shaden Benson.
10-8 your score.
Yep, Shaden Benson dialed O his last time up. Out there about 333 feet to left field.
He stands in on the left side.
Around 7th home run on the season.
First pitch from Perkins. In the dirt outside for ball 1. Perkins came in last inning after Cash Kabanik pitched really well through just over 3 innings, 3 and a third. Here's the 1-0. On the outside edge for a called strike. 1 and a 1-1 count to Benson.
Benson didn't like that one. He felt probably was low, as did some other people in the ball field, including somebody here in the pit.
1-1 pitch, swung on, chopped foul to the right side for strike 2 to Benson in the 1-2 count. Ball bounced into play down the right field line. Perkins awaits on the mound for Benson to stand back in on the left side. Mognet settles in behind the dish. It's a 1-2 count. The pitch to Benson. This is high and away, ball 2 and a 2-2 count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Outfield playing deep to all parts of the outfield. There's the 2-2 from Perkins. Swung on, line drive back in the middle, and off the glove of the diving Jackson Riddle at second base for a hit in the center field for Shaden Benson.
Benson just kept his hands inside the baseball. Did a really nice job just driving that one right back up the middle.
That'll bring Christian Bost to the plate now for
Parowan. 31, Christian Bost.
You know, all the way around, Benson's one of the best 2A players, for sure. But you can put him up against anybody, all the way around. You see him playing first base, center field. One heck of a pitcher. We saw him throw the no-hitter earlier.
Yep.
He's had a couple home runs.
Yeah, he's got 3 on the season.
First pitch, top of the zone, called strike 1 to Christian Bost with the 0-1 count.
So between the top 3 for Parowan, you got 14 home runs.
All of them 513, 534, 382. Beasley went for Boss here.
Benson about a 2.5-step lead at first base. 0-1 pitch is swung on and fouled back to the screen for strike 2 and an 0-2 count now to Bost. Bost 1 for 3 in the game, an RBI single in the first, lined out to center in the second, and it popped out to right to end of the fourth. Down to the count 0-2 here. Perkins from the stretch. Get about a 2.5-step lead by Benson. Misses low on the pitch to Bost, ball 1.
Good location, though, there from
Benson. Got good wheels, too. Yeah, probably not going to see him try to steal a base right here, but he can definitely run.
Takes his lead at first as Perkins again works from the stretch, takes the sign from Mognet and comes set. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, line drive through the 5-6 hole for a base hit by Bost. Picked up and left by McQuivy, and that will hold Benson at second. But a single, back-to-back singles for Parowan, 2 on and no outs here in the top of the 6th inning.
Well, and the thing that single does too is now you got runner in scoring position at second base with Shaden Benson, but you got runners at first and second, no out. You have to pitch a little. I mean, you don't want to try to pitch around him and load the base up, put another guy in scoring position. So it's going to give Little a chance to really swing the bat. And you look out there in left field, Bracken McQuivy playing pretty deep.
Little with 5 home runs. You make the top 4, 14, 19 home runs between them.
Well, the bat just looks small in his hands.
Yeah, you start squeezing, you see metal slivers shooting out the top of the dang thing.
First pitch called, strike at the top of the zone for the 0-1 count.
I mean, Magnet's a big kid, but Chase Little is he's going to have a future playing some college football defensive lineman.
Mognet out to talk to Perkins on the mound.
I don't think I'd like to be tackled by him.
So an 0-1 count with 2 on and no outs here in the top of the 6th inning. 10-8, Parowan leads Kanab. Little back in on the right side. Oh, 1 pitch, swung on, ground ball to third, picked up by Glover, and he'll just step on the bag, throw across the diamond, but not in time. He made a late decision on where to go, and ended up just getting the lead runner out number 1.
Yeah, and Kanab, that's the best result that could have happened other than maybe a strikeout, but hit that ground ball to third, and Glover does a nice job just fielding it and getting the out.
Still 2 on with 1 out. Little at first, and Bost at second now for Parowan, and that brings Wyatt Hall to the plate for the Rams.
Yeah, Wyatt Hall came in hitting .339. He doesn't have any home runs. He's been slacking off. We'll get him some BP. We'll get him up here in the cage.
First pitch from Perkins. This is low, ball 1. Wyatt Hall is 1 for 3 in the game. Flew out to right, reached on an air at second, and then hit a single to left. Sharply hit.
Yeah, I was going to say he might not have a home run, but he's hit some really hard balls.
So he's in on the right side.
Got three doubles, 2 triples.
There's the 1-0 pitch from Perkins. Swung on.
That's an infield fly.
And there's the call by the umpire. Perkins does make the catch off the mound, but infield fly rule bounders out for the second out of the inning. P1 on that one. So Dawson Robb comes up now with 2 outs and 2 on.
Yeah, Rob's still looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 3 on the day. He'd like to get his first hit right here and pick up an RBI and get Parowan 1 more run.
Maybe hitting .333 on the season.
Stands it on the right side here. Little at first, Bost at second. Bost a pretty good lead at second base. Perkins 1 slight look over. Fires ball 1 outside. So a 1-0 count. Again, the runners take their lead. The 1-0 delivery from Perkins. Thought about it, held off, strike 1.
Yeah, good looking pitch right there. Perkins has come in, he's done a nice job.
So a 1-1 count with 2 outs. 2 on here for Parowan. They lead Kanab 10-8 here in the top of the 6th inning. This is the 2A1 loss semifinal game. Perkins again sets. The 1-1. Swung on, high pop up. Drifting in a shallow right. Riddle going back. Calls for it at second base and will make the play for out number 3. So P4 for Rob. Top of the second for the third out of the inning as Parowan threatens but did not score. No runs on 2 hits. No errors by Kanab and 2 runners left on base. Through 5.5 innings of play. It is Parowan 10, Kanab 8 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and V6 Media.
For Parowan, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 runners left on base.
At V6 Media, we specialize in helping businesses tell their stories with powerful and engaging video. But telling your story is just the starting point. Telling it to the right people in the right place is how you make it count. Our team can help by delivering your ad in places like Google, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. We'll make sure that your business is being seen. Your business has a story to tell. Let us help.
Paint projects go more smoothly when you use Jones Paint and Glass because we're as excited as you are about your project. Our paint experts know their paint and will work with you to help you find the perfect paint products for your needs. They'll help ensure you get the color you're hoping for and that you're able to get the job done right the first time. Stop by Jones Paint and Glass to speak with an expert today.
When you hear the crash, you better think Jones Paint.
Leading off for Kanab in the bottom of the 6th.
The place to start with R.J. Magnette.
Randy Magnette.
Jace Little has gone 1 time through the order now, so this is the 2nd time through since he's been on the mound.
And this Kanab dugout's been relatively quiet. They've been the loudest team here all tournament, and they're starting to get loud over there now.
Swing and a miss there on the curveball, strike 1 to Magnette.
Magnette has 6 home runs on the season, so we've seen one here already this week.
Here's the 0-1 from Little. Swings to that one for strike 2 and an 0-2 count.
And if you're Little, you're throwing the same pitch 4 more times if you have to, but 2 pretty good pitches. Not many balls get past Magnette, but those 2 did.
So an 0-2 count. Little from the windup. Held off on the check swing. Did not go around, says the field umpire. So ball 1 on the upstairs pitch.
Yeah, Magnette's been susceptible to that low and then getting out there on his front foot and popping things up. We've talked about the change of velocity and stuff like that, getting a lot of these hitters out there on their front foot.
So 1-2 count. Magnette back in on the right side. Here's the pitch from Little. That one's in the dirt. Ball 2 and a 2-2 count now to Magnette. It's a 2-run Parowan lead in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Playing really deep there in left field too. Center and right pretty much even.
Little from the windup takes a sign from Boss.
Stop shading just a little bit towards third base maybe.
2-2 pitch popped up to the right side. Millett goes over into foul territory at first base, and he will make the play for out number 1, a P3 from Magnette. Pops to the first baseman for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, we've seen that from RJ in the tournament. A lot of
flyouts.
So that will bring Griffin Bone to the plate now for the Cowboys.
Griffin hitting .444 on the season. 1 home run.
Stands it on the right side. First pitch from Little. Curveball. Look inside. Just missed him. Just missed the plate, ball one.
Bone's one of those hitters, too. He doesn't move in the box. It's either going to hit him or, you know, ball, strike, doesn't matter. He's going to stand in there.
Sophomore quarterback for Kanab. There's the 1-0 pitch. Swung on, high,
That's
fly ball to center. Benson going back. That one's over his head. It one-hops the wall. Bone is heading for second, looking 3, and he'll cold there at second base on a good throw in by Shaden Benson. So a one-out double for Griffin Bone, and the Cowboys are in business.
New life.
That's a big hit right there because they needed that one as they get the R.J. Magnet right at the top of the lineup to start the inning to pop out, and, you know, Griffin Bone comes up the big hit right there to get Kanab in scoring position.
Shaden Benson recognized it quick. He took 2 steps, looking at us, and then turned around and headed for the fence.
So to bring up Bracken McQuivy now for Kanab. He's hit well today as he stands it on the right side.
Bracken 2 for 3 in the ball game.
There's the first pitch from Little. Curveball. Call strike 1 on the inside edge.
And they scored twice as well.
Yeah, Little's getting that curveball working pretty good out there, and you know, he's done a nice job in relief. But Griffin Bone picked the right pitch and stayed on it and drove it deep.
Here's the 0-1. And the curveball swung on and popped up in the shallow center field. Benson coming in and makes the play for out number 2. So an F8 from McQuivy flat to center for the second out of the inning. Cleanup hitter Maddox Baird now coming to the plate for Kanab with that runner at second.
So down to 4 outs. Unless they can do something here, are the Kanab Cowboys?
The first baseman, number 8, Maddox Baird.
Yeah, Maddox Baird grounded out the shortstop and then 2 straight walks.
Please don't hit me on Twitter and ask me how they get 4 outs here. So
Baird in on the right side. Little again will come set from the stretch as Bone takes the lead at second base with 2 outs. First pitch swung on, fly ball into right center field. Benson giving chase as it slices away from him, and he'll get there to make the play for out number 3. An F8 for Baird to be third out of the inning. As Kanab gets a runner on, but if you not score, no runs on 1 hit, no errors by Parowan, and 1 inning left on base through 6. Parowan 10, Kanab 8 in the 1-mile semifinal game with the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and B6 Media.
Legendary NBA coach Phil Jackson once said, yes, victory is sweet, but it doesn't necessarily make life any easier the next season or even the next day. We applaud our student athletes for their hard work and determination on the court and in the classroom. Make your kids' education a priority. Find out what you can do. Brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, promoting excellence in sports and promoting excellence in education. Visit us at sunrise-eng.com.
No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left.
Sahara Motors is your local Ford, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, and travel loan trailer dealer and one-stop shop for new and used vehicles. Family owned and operated, and all vehicles are sold at the price your wallet will appreciate. Stop in and ask Cody Whitty about 0% 72-month financing OAC and see why so many people choose to buy from Sahara Motors in Delta.
For super low prices and weekly specials, stop by Kane County's full-service grocer, Glazer's Family Market in Kanab. Not only do they have the highest standard of customer service and the friendliest checkers in Utah, you'll save 15 cents per gallon of high-quality Chevron gasoline when you spend $50 or more. Save at Glazer's Family Market with their weekly specials, and be sure to check out their digital ads. Check out the Stage Stop convenience store. For guaranteed freshness in their meat and produce and short lines, visit Kane County's full-service grocer, Glazer's Family Market in Kanab.
You're listening to Utah's sports leader,
KSBC.
To the top of the 7th and final inning we go here in Kearns at Gatesfield in the 2A 1-mile semifinal game. Parowan leading Kanab 10-8, and Parowan will try to add to their lead here with the 2-run lead coming into the 7th inning. And coming up in this inning for the Rams will be the 7, 8, 9 hitters, Hunter Johnson, Luke Millett, and Matt Townsend. And if we get the 4th batter, that's the leadoff hitter, Trevin Yardley, for Parowan. Cody Perkins on the mound for Kanab. Johnson stands in on the right side. First pitch, misses upstairs, ball one.
Yeah, Kanab right now, Perkins just, you can't give him, you're already down 2, you can't give him any more, so you want to throw strikes, no freebies.
Perkins working from the windup. 1-0 pitch, swung on, ground ball to the left side, Bone at the backhand. Throw to first is in time. The 6-3 ground out for Hunter Johnson for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, good job Perkins coming back after ball one to get strike in there and to get the ground ball. Griffin Bone with a really nice backhand and strong throw to first base for the out.
So to bring Luke Millett to the plate now for Parowan. He'll stand in on the right side. Perkins working from the windup. First pitch to Millett. Swung on, high pop up. Looks like it's going to stay in the infield. Calling for it at first base. And Maddox Barrett will make the play for out number 2. So a P3 for Millett. Popping to the first baseman for the second out of the inning. So 2 outs now. Nobody on base here for Parowan in the 10-8 ball game. 2-run Parowan lead. And again, they've got nobody on base here at this point as we go to now Matt Townsend coming up for the Rams.
Yeah, that's the way you want to start. You know, if you're Coach Fox, is go out there and get the first 2 and hopefully the third batter right here and then come up to bat and get some runs.
And on the right side is Townsend. Perkins from the windup. First pitch. This is low, ball 1.
Yeah, this is one of the toughest outs in the lineup, Matt Townsend. He usually finds a way to work himself on.
He's reached 3 times today. One of those wasn't a fielder's choice, one on hit by pitch, and one a RBI single.
I rest my case.
Next pitch. This is inside, ball 2, so a 2-0 hitter's count now to Townsend with 2 outs and nobody on base. Top 7.
He would have been willing to wear that one there, too. He wasn't moving.
Here's the 2-0 delivery from Perkins.
Nope. Well, he moved on that one.
This is inside for ball 3 and a 3-0
It's
count.
interesting. We had a ball come in. It's literally right behind the umpire. This is the second pitch now, but the home plate umpire finally recognizes it.
We had another ball come in down the left field line as they have some kids playing catch on that berm. And
it's all day long.
they're coming onto the field.
The kids are excited. It's baseball, a little spring fever.
They're about to go ready to pitch and had to call time because Bracken McQuivy had gone over to pick up the ball down the left field line. Just had to get that reset. So it's a 3-0 count to Townsend. He's back in on the right side.
Excitement at the ballpark knows no age, I'll tell you.
3-0 pitch from Perkins. This is low, ball 4, so a 2-out walk issue to Matt Townsend. Top fielder coming up now for Parowan.
5th base on balls. 2 hit by pitches. 5 errors I have.
Number 10, Trevin Yardley.
We agree. Just 2 strikeouts.
Yeah, Trevin Yardley kind of had a tough day at the plate. He's 1 for 4. He had that single to start the game, kind of a little blooper. Gets past the first baseman and then fly out to left field, struck out, and then a fielder's choice on the ground out 6-4.
He's going to take the ball away from Brady Perkins. This will be the 3rd time that Yardley's got a chance to look at him.
Yep, so pitching change for Kanab, so we'll take a break while they get warmed up. 10-8 your score, top of the 7th inning in this 2A 1-loss semifinal game. Runner on first for Parowan and 2 outs. As with Trevin Yardley coming to the plate next on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and V6 Media.
The staff and management of Kane County Hospital provides professional care for you and your family. Their skilled nursing facility, medical, surgical, radiology, and laboratory personnel offer a calm and professional atmosphere while providing care for the community and visitors alike. Their 15-bed skilled nursing facility offers residents an astounding panoramic view while delivering the security and comfort of home. Healing happens here. Kane County Hospital in Kanab, supporting academics and athletics at our Kane County schools.
Your attention, please. Now fishing for Kanab.
For enjoyable Western dining, there's only one stop in southern Utah. Houston's Trails Inn Restaurant in Kanab. Stop in for their special chicken fried steak with Bob's homemade country gravy and delicious Western entrees. They also offer takeout. Just call 644-2488. That's 644-2488. Houston's Trails Inn features remote site catering. Anywhere, anytime, any place. Just phone 435-899-2140. So make plans to stop by Houston's Trails Inn Restaurant and mobile catering in Kanab, where the waitresses wear guns on their hips and a smile on their lips.
The Kane County School District is proud to serve students and parents in Kane County while making it a priority to focus on every student every day. Kane County School District makes it easy and convenient to find information about local schools, the district calendar, announcements, Board of Education minutes, as well as your students' grades and attendance, all at kanek12.org. That's kanek12.org. You can also follow the Kane County School District on Facebook. Rigor, Relationships, Relevance. The Kane County School District.
Your home for high school sports.
KSVC. Yeah, Brian East comes in with a 14.2 ERA, Robert, with 7 Ks and 13 base and balls, and I think he added a good portion of those 13 base and balls in his first appearance in the tournament.
So in on the right side is Trevin Yardley. First batter that Ryan East will face. Another left-handed pitcher for Kanab. Townsend at first base with 2 outs. First pitch swinging, pop to the right side. Riddle going back, and that's going to land in between Riddle and Sims. Going first to third is Townsend on the play. And so it's a 2-out single for Trevin Yardley. Runners in the corners, and Shaden Benson coming to the plate.
That's just another little flare out there in the right field, but Yardley gets his second hit, and now Benson, who's been hot at the bat, he's doubled, popped up the shortstop, homered, and singled.
It seems a triple.
Triple. Yeah,
we
were talking about cycles yesterday, weren't we, Willie?
Yeah.
Benson will stand in on the left side.
You hit one down in this left field corner that bounces around down there, he could come up with that triple.
Runners on the corners. Benson digs in. East working from the stretch. First pitch. This is low and away.
Yeah, this is one of those that East is going to be real careful on Benson. They don't want to give up a 3-run bomb right here and get this one out of hand.
Townsend at third, Yardley at first. 2 outs. The 1-0. Upstairs, ball 2.
Benson wants to swing, but lays off the high one. That's the other thing with Benson. He's a really disciplined hitter. I mean, he just doesn't swing at bad pitches.
He's back in on the left side. There's the 2-0 hitters count from East. That one misses up and away. Ball 3 and a 3-0 count.
It's not a bad idea, except you got another one, gentleman behind him with 3 home runs and then 5 home runs. So you're not out of the woods. The woods is deep and thick here in the first 4 hitters.
I do think you'd rather see Boss than Benson, though.
3-0 pitch. In there for a called strike one with whole automatic. So 3-1 hitters count to Benson. Coach Townsend with the sign, the number sign.
4-3-4.
Benson back
That's
in
how
the
far
left
he
side.
wants him to hit it. 434 feet.
There's the 3-1 from East. Swung on, chopped foul to the right side. Strike 2, full count.
Well, and obviously you'll see Yardley going now, but the reason he didn't steal him earlier is he wants Benson to swing the bat. Doesn't want to just let them just base open, walk him automatically.
Because if he goes, Magnet will try to shoot him down.
Full count.
Plus leaves a big hole over there to hit through.
Benson digs in. East comes set as he checks the runners. Here's the payoff pitch to Shaden Benson. This is outside, ball 4, and Benson will draw the walk to load the bases for Parowan with a 10-8 lead here on the top of the 7th inning.
You know, that's the thing that's impressed me about Benson, too, is when you talk about discipline at the plate, but he's just not going to go get himself out. He'll take the walk. He'll take the walk and do the little things, but that's not a bad idea from Ryan Eastie out there either, to kind of pitch around him, be real careful. And now obviously no place to put Boss. You've got to go at him. But if you're Kanab, you probably would rather see Boss swinging it than Benson.
So Christian Boss will stand in on the right side. In the game, Boss does 2 for 4. A pair of singles, a line out to center, and a pop up to right.
Came in hitting 382 on the day with 3 home runs.
East sets. First pitch in the dirt. Good block by Magnet. Ball 1.
Yeah, nothing by the catcher right here because, if something gets past, it's a run.
Yeah, Townsend's going to get a good jump. Good speed at third base. East will take this sign from Magnette as he comes set. The 1-0 pitch. On the inside edge, strike one.
Yeah, there's a good pitch from East, and that's the one he needed. Got to get that strike in there to kind of take a deep breath and relax, and now he evens the count ones. He can go after him.
1-1 count. He sets. Here's the pitch. That hit Bosts. That'll score a run, make it 11-8 on the hit by pitch. Bases remain loaded for Parowan in a 3-run lead with now Jace Little coming to the plate. Yardley moves to third, Benson up to second, Boss stands at first, and Townsend scores.
Third hit batsman in the game for the pitching staff of the Kanab Cowboys.
Yeah, same thing, loaded bases, no place to put him as Jace Little has a chance to really tack on and increase the lead.
Little in on the right side, first pitch from East. On the inside edge, strike one.
If there's a runner-up to the guy you don't want to see at the plate with people on, here he is.
Well, I guarantee he's swinging for the fans, too. When he swings, but, man, he's going to try to unleash one here.
Looking to make a statement right here.
There's the 0-1 from East. Swung on and fouled to the right side. Out of play for strike two and an 0-2 count.
Any damage he can inflict here is going to, put that fourth, at least a fourth.
Yeah, trying to help
there, maybe a fifth.
Yeah, trying to help himself out as he's came in relief and done a nice job on the mound for the Parowan Rams.
So an 0-2 count as East comes set. Batters take their lead. The pitch from East to Little. Curveball swung on, popped up. Does it stay in play? Magnette coming back, and he's going to run out of room as it gets out of play, and Little stays alive in the at-bat.
That was
waves at the camera.
Yeah, that was a right in your face. Magnette make a good effort.
Count remains 0-2. Those two swings by Little were not big hacks.
No, that's because of the speed of that curveball. He had to wait.
0-2 pitch. Just misses outside from Ryan East for ball one and a 1-2 count.
And I think if you're East, you just stick with the curveball. Don't give him a fastball.
And that's what the coach is back there telling him. So get back.
Doesn't move back in the box.
Curveball, I think I'm going to move up in the box.
He was definitely pointing to move back.
Yeah, and he wanted him to move back. I'm not sure why.
He didn't. So he's back into the right side. The 1-2. Swung on, high pop up. Does it stay in play? Magnette and East looking at it. Magnette will make the catch for out number 3. So a P2 for Little. Pop with the catcher for the third out of the inning. But Parowan gets an insurance run as they score 1 run on 1 hit in the inning. No errors by Kanab and 3 runners left on base. Through 6.5, it is Parowan 11, Kanab 8 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and D6 Media.
Honey's Marketplace invites you to experience their refreshing variety and signature items. Honey's Marketplace features a wide selection of camping supplies, a garden nursery, and fresh floral department. Experience prime quality in their meat department with fresh-made Angus specialty hamburgers and meats, as well as delicious smoked chicken, ribs, and pulled pork. All smoked fresh daily. Get all this with the hometown service you deserve. Fresh, friendly, and close to home. Honey's Marketplace, 260 East, 300 South in Kanab.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking has built a reputation of unparalleled customer service and satisfaction in the trucking industry. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers statewide, including Beaver, Millard, Sevier, San Pete, Juab, Carbon, Emory, Utah, and South Lake counties, as well as many other locations. The job includes a home daily schedule, excellent pay, benefits, training, retirement, a positive work environment, and requires a Class A CDL license with doubles endorsement. To apply, go to BarneyJobs.com. That's BarneyJobs.com.
Barrett's Food Town has been your hometown grocer since 1935, earning your business every day with its fast, friendly, and convenient services. Barrett's Meat Department is second to none. You don't have to call someone out of the back room to get that special cut of meat you desire and deserve. You don't have to play card games or put up with troublesome gimmicks. You save money every time you shop Barrett's Food Town. Barrett's Food Town supports local schools and sporting events. Shop Barrett's Food Town in Salina or click on barrettsfoodtown.com or follow Barrett's on Facebook.
Complete coverage of local high school sports on
KSBC.
Last chance for the Kanab Cowboys as we come to the bottom of the 7th inning. They trail Parowan 11-8 in this 2A1 loss semifinal game. Trying to live for one more game are the Kanab Cowboys. And they are bringing up to the plate to this inning. It'll be 5, 6, and 7 hitters. Waylon White, Kel Glover, and Lane Sims. If we get to the fourth batter, that will be Jaden Holder for Kanab. Jace Little on the mound, still for Parowan.
Waylon White's due. He's 0 for 3 in the ball game, but I'm looking at my scorebook there, and the 4 of the 5 runs scored back there in that second inning came from the 6, 7, 8, and 9 spot.
Yeah, but Kanab's lineup, much like Parowan's, it's tough all the way through. First pitch in the dirt, ball 1.
Yeah, sometimes it just starts with the first runner getting on any way you can, and Waylon White, I'm sure he's going to see a few pitches here, but
and the curveballs, the ones that he's been having trouble with today.
Yeah, Parowan's done a nice job just keeping him off the base pass. Kanab would love to see him get on here to start this one off.
Next pitch in the dirt. Ball 2, so 2-0 hitters count to White.
Yeah, I can't imagine you'll see him swing until he has 1 strike for sure, maybe 2.
Yeah, because Little's not overpowering.
Here's the 2-0. This is high and away, ball 3.
It's crazy. People think it's just automatic. You go out there and throw strikes, get that first guy, and sometimes that's the hardest one to get.
Here's the 3-0 now from Little. That one's in there, right down the middle. Strike 1 and a 3-1 count.
Yeah, I'm sure he's taking again right here. See if Little can throw another strike.
Boss will relay the sign from the dugout. Here's a 3-1 pitch to Waylon White.
And down and in.
And he does. Misses low and in. Ball 4, and White will draw the leadoff walk for Kanab.
5th walk given up by the pitching staff today for the Parowan Rams.
We'll bring the freshman Kel Glover to the plate now for Kanab.
Glover 1 for 3 in the ball game. Scored a run. 1 of the 5 back there in the second inning.
First pitch from Little out of the stretch. This is high and tight, ball 1.
Yeah, right now so far, Kanab, you've got to like what you're seeing, and game plan's got to be make him throw strikes.
Yeah. Little takes the sign again from Bost. There's the 1-0 to Glover. This is inside, 2-0 count.
Yeah, probably still taking here. Take your chances that he'll throw 2 more balls before 3 strikes.
The 2-0 to Glover. In the dirt outside, good block by Bost. 3-0 count.
Yeah, and Little, he's really trying to aim it. He's not throwing like he was earlier. I think he's feeling a little bit of pressure out there. Big moment right here. This is it.
Bo Miller at third came in and just gave some words of encouragement to Little as he steps back on the mound. Wide at first. Glover squares the bunt, pulls it back, strike 1 down the middle, 3-1 count.
Yeah, and he doesn't look comfortable. He's looked pretty good until now, but he's really just aiming that ball and just trying to get a strike.
Sweating bullets right now, ain't he?
Yeah.
At least BBs.
Here's the 3-1 from Little. In the dirt, ball 4. That brings the tying run to the plate now for Kanab here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Back-to-back walks issued by Jace Little.
Well, we talked about kind of this emotional roller coaster, and Kanab, Coach Fox, this is it for him. So, this team's going to do everything they can. They're going to battle to the last out.
Pitching coach out to talk to Jace Little, settle him down a little bit. Lane Sims been on all 3 times. Scored a run on a hit by pitch. He's been hit by pitch twice. Forced out at second. We got on an error. Stranded at third. So stranded second. Forced out at second. Stranded at third. Due to get the home plate here.
Lynn Sims is a guy that can hit. He's a guy that can hit with some power out of that 7 spot.
Well, he's done that. And you heard Coach Fox in the interview with you earlier, Robert. He talked about Sims being one of those players that's hit the ball well and come up clutch.
And we got Jaden Holder, big kid, standing in the on-deck circle. He's got from the looks of the capability to put the charge into a baseball.
First pitch to Sims in the dirt. Ball 1. Another good block by Bost.
Yeah, you look over in that Kanab dugout too, and Coach Fox, he moved himself right down in the middle of the dugout with all the boys, and now he's kind of working back to the end. But I'm sure going down there telling them, hey, this is it. Let's get it going.
1-0 count, 2 on and no outs here in the bottom of the 7th. 11-8. Parowan leads Kanab. The 1-0 pitch upstairs. Ball 2 to Sims.
Well, that's it. This is the season for the Kanab Cowboys. Coach Townsend's seen enough. We're going to get a change.
Pitching change coming for the Rams on the second visit to the mound this inning.
He's pointing at the second baseman.
Well, let's see.
Well,
Jackman came out with him initially, and now they're all headed back.
He's done that twice now.
I think he maybe just wanted to make a defensive change.
That's the second visit to the mound.
He didn't make it.
He didn't make it, but I think, it would have been.
Here? Okay.
Yeah, I think that's why he went back.
I was putting down in the thing trying to look to see who the second baseman was.
Well, it's Townsend, but Jackman came out with him, who started at second base when Yardley was on the mound. And they say you can't make the defensive change after the at-bat started?
Yeah, that's
interesting. 2-0 count for Sims. 2 on and no outs.
Moving on me.
There's the 2-0 from Little. Upstairs, ball 3 and a 3-0 count.
Yeah, you've seen it from the first pitch. First pitch he threw to White. Little just doesn't have it right now.
Takes a sign from Bost. There's the 3-0.
In the dirt.
Misses low for ball 4, and that will load the bases with 3 straight walks issued. And Kanab has Jaden Holder coming to the plate. Coach Townsend's out of the dugout. And he is bringing Jackman with him, so Jace Little's going to be done on the mound. He's going to hand the ball over to Townsend. So a pitching change coming. Kanab has the bases loaded, down 3 in the bottom of the 7th with no outs. Jaden Holder coming to the plate. A pitching change for Parowan here on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and D6 Media.
DP Curtis Trucking works hard to move America and get their drivers home on the weekend. DP Curtis hires reliable drivers with competitive starting pay and raises after 90 days. Additional pay for tarps, drops, picks, and additional trailers. Employment options include insurance, 401k, paid vacation, and attainable bonuses and more. Why would you drive for anyone else? Call DP Curtis Trucking for details, 435-893-2886. That's 893-2886, or click on dpcurtis.com.
Hello, this is Brenda Bartholomew, CEO of Gunnison Valley Hospital. We are celebrating 90 years this year. We're planning on celebrating all year long. On behalf of the providers, past and present, and our amazing staff, we extend a thank you to all who have been with us in this journey of success. We have loved taking care of the people of Central Utah since 1932. We look forward to serving you for the next 90 years.
The Intermountain Power Service Corporation is committed to supporting our local schools, communities, and the economies of central and south central Utah. Each year, IPSC's 2 950-megawatt generating units provide 3 million megawatt hours of energy for communities in Utah and Southern California. The Intermountain Power Project ranks among the best of coal-based power plants in reliability, cost-effectiveness, and environmental responsibility. IPSC, honored to sponsor this sports broadcast.
Your source for high school sports.
KSVC.
We're back here at Gatesfield at Kearns High School as Matt Townsend comes in to pitch now for Parowan. And he's going to inherit the bases loaded for Kanab with no outs, and Jaden Holder coming to the plate for the Cowboys. What do we know about Townsend, Willie?
That's what I'm trying to find out right now.
While you look it up, Jace Little takes over at third base to replace Bo Millett, who will leave the game. Carter Jackman is back into the game. I want to call him Carter Jackman. That isn't right.
Townsend with a 6.00 ERA.
Parker.
And
Carter Jackman played for Kanab a few years ago.
5 strikeouts, no base on balls.
Well, and it's interesting. They wouldn't let Coach Townsend make a defensive position change. However, he could have went out there and still made a change with the pitcher.
Yeah.
You know, you just put Little at second base, leave Millett, and then make the change. But instead, he walks another and loads him up.
Yeah, really weird. First pitch on the outside edge to Holder for strike one and an 0-1 count.
Yeah, good looking pitch from Townsend, and surprised that Coach Townsend didn't go to him a little bit sooner. But right now, Holder has a chance to get some runs.
Swinging a miss on the curveball, strike two and an 0-2 count to Holder.
He's capable too, Holder right here.
Townsend, right-handed pitcher, working from the windup here with the bases loaded. There's the 0-2. Another curveball, swing and miss, strike three, and Holder will go down swinging for the first out of the inning. First strikeout of the game for Matt Townsend.
That's a big-time strikeout for Matt Townsend. Comes with strike one fastball and then 2 nasty curveballs, and Holder just swinging over the top of both those.
Yeah, if Jackson Riddle can work himself on, you got the real home run threat for the ball club standing in the on-deck circle. R.J. Magnette.
Townsend again from the windup. Bases juiced here in a 3-run ball game. 11-8. Parowan leads Kanab, bottom 7. First pitch in the dirt, ball 1.
You know, interesting too, defensive alignment right here. You got a 3-run lead, but Parowan choosing to play the corners in. They're playing for the double play up the middle, but corners in at first and third.
1-0 pitch, misses upstairs, ball 2.
Well, and even second base, I guess if you think about it, he's actually playing towards first base, kind of in the hole, so we're not even real double play depth, but if you're going to play that way, deepen up at first and third and just play for outs.
We've seen Jackson Riddle shoot the ball that way a couple times in the tournament.
Next one's in there for a called strike, so 2-1 count now to Riddle.
Pretty good hole in right center field.
Townsend from the windup. 2-1 pitch. Swings to the high one, pops it up. Does it stay in play? Everybody gives chase, and it will run out of room. So strike 2 to Riddle, 2-2 count.
R.J. Magnette was hoping for that one to either get out or get caught and not get anybody doubled up. So he wants another whack at it.
Yep.
Back in on the right side is Riddle. Runners take their lead. 2-2 count with 1 out.
And that's one thing you can't do is get doubled off here on a line drive.
2-2. For ball. Misses low and away for ball 3. Good spot from Townsend.
Yeah, it was, and Riddle really good at bat so far, and he lays off that one, which was ball 3.
Here's the 3-2 payoff pitch now to Riddle from Townsend. Curveball swung on, pop to the right side. It's going to stay in play. Coming in is Robb, and he will make the catch out of the line. Right tagging, now holding up as a good throw came in from right field. So 2 outs in the inning. Kanab's down to their final out, and they got the bat they want at the plate with R.J. Magnette walking up.
Well, and that's the reason you play your first baseman back right there in that situation. It almost drops in there if it's not for Robb coming in from right field making a play. That ball drops in fair. 2-run score, and then you got the winning run probably at second base, but it works out for Parowan, and now it's up to Magnette.
Magnette stands in on the right side. Townsend wants to talk to Bost. He's calling him out.
Yeah, they better get it right here because Magnette, he could walk this one off right here. We've seen him in that first game take one deep over the left field fence, and Kanab would love nothing sweeter right here than to see Magnette hit the grand slam walk-off.
Left fielder Connor Robson, he's
He's playing deep.
Warning track.
Yep.
Townsend from the windup.
I don't imagine Martinette will see a fastball.
Curveball. Foul to the left side. Strike one.
Oh, that's going to fire up the team. Brinkerhoff with the one hand.
The bare hand to snag of that one. You know, I turned on an Oregon State game yesterday, and the broadcasters have mentioned that's what the manager Dusty Baker would say. You've got to get out of Grand Slam territory. You never want to be within a Grand Slam. There's the 0-1 pitch to Magnette. Another curveball. Check swing, went around, strike two.
I'll tell you what, Townsend, we've seen a couple of pitchers here that have pretty good curveballs, but Townsend just got one of the best.
So an 0-2 count. Camp down to the final strike.
He better get it down, though. He leaves one up. Magnette's going to make him pay.
2 outs, bases loaded. The 0-2 from Townsend. Another curveball, swing and a miss, strike three. Magnette will go down swinging to end the inning and end the game. Parowan survives and advances to the state championship. They'll play South Sevier coming up in the hour here at Gatesville at Kearns High School. As the Rams are out of the dugout celebrating the victory, they'll play for the state championship for the second year in a row. We'll take the break and come back with the post-game show next here from Gatesville at Kearns High School on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and V6 Media. For super low prices and weekly specials, stop by King County's full-service grocer, Glazer's Family Market in Kanab. Not only do they have the highest standard of customer service and the friendliest checkers in Utah, you'll save 15 cents per gallon of high-quality Chevron gasoline when you spend $50 or more. Save at Glazer's Family Market with their weekly specials, and be sure to check out their digital ads. Check out the Stage Stop convenience store. For guaranteed freshness in their meat and produce and short lines, visit King County's full-service grocer, Glazer's Family Market in Kanab.
Parowan 11, Kanab 8. Parowan will move on to the 2A state championship game. Congratulations to Kanab for an outstanding season.
Trails in Restaurant in Kanab. Stop in for their special chicken fried steak with Bob's homemade country gravy and delicious restaurant entrees. They also offer takeout. Just call 644-2488. That's 644-2488. Houston Trails Inn features remote site catering anywhere, anytime, anyplace. Just phone 435-899-2140. So make plans to stop by Houston Trails Inn Restaurant and mobile catering in Kanab, where the waitresses wear guns on their hips and a smile on their lips.
The Kane County School District is proud to serve students and parents in Kane County while making it a priority to focus on every student every day. Kane County School District makes it easy and convenient to find information about local schools, the district calendar, announcements,